Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to another edition of It Remains to Be Seen. And,
I'm really sorry, but
what?
you can't just say that and hit the live button and expect me to be all good. Now I got visions of that,
Yeah, no,
and now
yeah,
everybody's
might
wondering
as
what
well,
the
might
hell
as
I'm
well give a
talking
quick
about.
explanation there. If you want, I can do it. You can do it, whatever.
No, you can do it because I have been
Oh
doing
yeah,
it
yeah,
with my own
yeah. Okay,
explanation. So
so, um, if you guys were wondering what the intro conversation is, really quick though. Before that, again, welcome back to the show, and on the left hand side of your screen, um, she's not there yet.
it's a pumpkin.
No. It just shows the Skype thing. It just shows the Skype thing. Um,
Oh,
but you have your beautiful hostess Lori, and over here on the right, you have myself Bob. And for anybody who's new to the channel, I am actually blind, having very very limited vision in my right eye, and my eyes look really weird, right? And it's okay that they look really weird. That's just the way it is. But
hey, wait! I just want to say for the record, I
no,
did
she did
not
not
tell
tell me
him
this.
this.
This is just things that I've heard. When you have kids running away from you on Halloween and stuff, you kind of know that there's no,
Okay.
seriously. Like I was passing out candy with a big brother from the Big Brothers program one time when I was a teenager, and this kid came up and looked at me, and I know it had to do with my eyes, and this is why. The kid looked at me and like took off down the sidewalk screaming, and I heard the father. Hi, Miss Slinky Moon. Boo.
How did you
It
not
happens
see it
sometimes.
yet?
Like sometimes you'll see it first, and I won't see it.
No,
But
now I see it. Hey, Slinky.
but this kid he ran down the sidewalk screaming, and the kid's dad went after him. It's like, it's okay, it's just his eyes, he's blind. And then I knew it was like, dude, my eyes are scary. So the reason being,
That's not
the
nice to
reason
say,
being,
dude.
the reason when we came in to this and all is that plain and simple, Lori and her son have a neighbor who is harassing them, and if he's watching, I'll be talking to you soon. Um, but I was talking with Lori earlier, and okay, roughly I'm about 6 foot tall, 300 pounds, working on that 300-pound part. But when I go up there, if there are any weird stares toward them, because this dude's been he's not been a good neighbor, right? So I told Lori that what I would do, and I'll give you guys an example, but what I said I would do is I'm gonna roll my eyes back and go over to him, because evidently he's a scrawny dude, and I'm gonna go over to him and say, "All right, you've been harassing them for long enough, and it's done. You're stopping now." And hopefully put an end to the crap. Hey, Nikki, how's it going? Um,
Hey, Nick.
that's one of the
Nikki.
missions when I go up there is to, and Lori didn't ask me to do it, but I'm tired of the crap this dude's doing. He's like, there's no excuse for what he's doing. So I'm planning on scaring some sense into this dude within legal means when I get up there. I've even thought about going to their door with a shirt and tie on and just going, you know when they
Hey, that actually
yeah,
sounded like a
well,
really good knock.
and when they open up, I'll be like, I'm here on behalf of your neighbors, and I'd like to speak with so and so. Something, I don't know. Just say we are Legion. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yep. Yep. You did you did you did you catch that one there, hun? We are Legion. Okay.
No.
It's a biblical story, and there was a person who was possessed with a bunch of demons, and basically Jesus had asked the name, and the demons answered, "We are Legion." And yeah, that's there we go. That could be like if my eyes roll back far enough, then they're gonna come out and get you. Something like that. I don't know. Anyways, guys, We're going to get into this and hope you all are doing well. How has your week been starting off? Um, Feel free to comment in the chat out there. But lots of different things to discuss tonight. Um, some, just a trigger warning up front, guys, part of the discussion involving Jelani Day. Um, I I'm going to have a hard time approaching this, especially like with the other night when reading the about this forensic pathologists' reports on things pertaining to Gabby. I had a really hard time talking about that. Um,
I'll read it if you don't mind. If
either
you want.
way, it just the situation in which Jelani Day was found. It's very it's very saddening, very stomach turning. And the thing is that we want to approach this in a way that's respectful to the family. And it's kind of hard to do because in situations like this, it, I mean, it's hard. We don't want to be disrespectful to the families of those who might possibly come across this someday. We want them to be able to come out here and feel safe and feel that they're cared about and that things are being approached in a sensitive, considerate, and respectable way. So, um,
You're going
yeah,
to
yeah.
start with that?
Jameson, and howdy, Jameson. How is it going? So, okay,
Guess what?
beautiful. You wanna start with the situation with Jelani Day?
Is that what he's asking? What
Is that
happened
what
to
you were
Jelani Day?
asking about, Jameson? Is what happened to Jelani Day, or were you meaning with the previous stuff with what's going on with Lori's neighbor?
While he's answering,
Go
I'll
for it.
start reading. Okay, so. Oh, yeah, tomorrow's going to be hard if they
Yes, it
give
is going to be
details,
hard.
yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm blown away by the fact that they released these, like, details, as detailed as this is.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it
Okay,
was about Jelani Day.
so,
That's what it was about, Jameson.
okay, alright. So Jelani Day went missing from Bloomington, Illinois in August. His body. Oh shit! Hold on a
Uh-oh.
second. I'm having a. Hold on, hold on, don't get excited. Don't do nothing dumb.
Shoot, I should have asked you for. I might have a picture. Let me see if I can bring that up on screen here.
Oh
I might have
shoot!
one. I might have one.
Oh
Let me just check here. I can't
oh. Sorry.
guarantee it, but
Um. All right. Jelani went missing from Bloomington,
I'm still
Illinois.
here. Can you
Are
hear
you
me?
there?
Uh,
Uh-oh.
uh-oh.
Oh crap! Hold on. Hold on. Connect. I don't know. Sometimes it unpairs and it's really dumb. Okay, so Jelani went missing from Bloomington, Illinois for the third time in August. His body was found floating in the Illinois River on September 4th. It was officially identified as being Jelani later that month. Um, okay. More information had been released this week about Jelani's autopsy. The information comes from the Chicago Sun-Times. That's a pretty valid thing. The court. Okay, so this is where it's the trigger thing. It's not going to be a pretty description, is all I'm saying. Now, I don't know what to think because this is a weird thing, okay? And I don't even think Bob knows about this at the end. Okay, so. Okay, I'm going to say. So the corpse had no eyeballs, only sockets. The river's water had run her course, soaking the body through and through. The body was missing its top and bottom teeth. The second autopsy performed by a private forensic pathologist at the request of the family, said his jawbone had been sawed out. The family's private forensic pathologist could find no brain,
Gosh.
um, no organs, neither liver nor spleen. According to their pathology report, the organs were completely liquefied.
Wow.
The body had suffered innumerable fish and turtle bites and was
Oh my
maggot
gosh.
infested. Um,
Okay, I found a missing poster I'm going to put up of him just to kind of put a face to the situation and just, I don't mean to interrupt you a bit.
so people were kind of wondering why it was taking so long to identify him, but I guess they
Oh
couldn't
my
identify him
gosh.
because of how badly decomposed his body was. And I can't remember the
I have the
exact
poster
date that
here.
he
I'm going
was
to bring it
reported
up in just a
missing.
moment to kind of put a face, but if you all would just keep the family in your thoughts and prayers, because this is just
Okay, so despite all the information being reported on by multiple sources, see, this does get a little better. Jelani's family have come out today and said that he is not missing any organs. Some things need to have to be clarified. No organs were missing. I do not want to stray from the facts. They were contradicting facts from the first preliminary autopsy compared to the second independent one. But this is not the case of organ harvesting, however. My son did not put himself in the river. My son was murdered, and my goal and purpose are to find out what happened and hold those responsible accountable. But I don't understand that. So she's saying that there was okay, but the coroner themselves reported saying that um, his organs were missing. It's like the family's saying that they're lying.
interesting. So
Is what I'm getting from it.
it is it more so that the family that so okay, if I'm gathering right, the forensic pathologist is trying to say that it was just from nature and kind of taking off the thing that taking off any suspicion that it could have been a murder, essentially, right?
Right. But don't forget that his stuff was found, some of his personal items were found in different areas within the
Yeah,
city,
that does seem really weird.
which is really weird. So, I don't know. I'm not 100% certain. But that's what's happening with the Jelani Day thing, because that's kind of messed up. As far as Jameson, I don't know if it's like saw. I don't know if you're thinking the same way I'm thinking when I heard sawed out. I was actually thinking like a saw, but
Yeah,
I'm thinking the turtles maybe did it.
yeah, it's hard to
Maybe.
say because I mean he's been missing for a while now. Um,
Well, I guess they said it wasn't his harvest or his organs being harvested. I guess they're saying it was decomposition, but it wasn't that long that he was in the water that would have caused him to have
right,
be
right.
such badly decomposed. Because I think he was only in the water for like a week or something.
Man, oh man. It just I remember reading through the stories and how his mom said she just wanted to hear his voice, and how he had mentioned that, he always loved hearing her voice and sounds like he was close with his family and he just, he was a college student and he just went missing. There wasn't a whole lot to the case and it's really sad. Like,
Very sad because I don't know. There's
mhm,
contradicting things that
mhm.
people are saying. I don't know. That sounds messed up to me. But okay, so we talked about Jelani Day. That was actually really sad. So we'll keep you posted on that, and if we hear anything more about him, um, we'll definitely pass on the information. But We do have a missing runaway, or we
Yeah,
have
let
a
me grab
runaway
that,
that's endangered.
and I'll bring that up on screen here in just a moment. And these will be out on our Facebook page, facebook.com/Ion Entertainment Network. If you all would like to share them out, and all of the missing persons posters, if they're not up there yet, they will be, but I'm pretty sure that they are. Lori's Lori's been working hard at
Yeah, they're
putting
all.
those out there, and okay, here we are. I just had to get to the right folder.
Well,
Yeah,
it's hard.
yeah, it
The
is.
part is making
It
them.
definitely. I know when I started making those ones back in the beginning.
The 10-year-old.
Here we go.
See, is that Cadence? Something.
Which one?
I think it's Cadence. Um, Cadence. I'm thinking of Cadence. I don't know. That's the only 10-year-old I know that's missing. I don't know if she's missing from Tennessee, but
Polly.
hey, Polly.
Okay, so no, go ahead, hon.
Sorry. I
It's okay.
can't read
I should
that,
be able
so
to. I'm just gonna get really close, but what we're looking at here, unfortunately, I can't stretch it to fit the screen any more than what it is because it'll really distort everything. But what we're looking at here, this is a child by the name of Ty Olson, 11 years old, male. Um, uh, um, ethnicity is black, if I'm using the right, or well, race. This says race here. Uh, brown hair, brown eyes. Height.
I wonder why it's such a terrible
No, no,
thing.
terrible.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's kind
I'm
of
trying to read it too.
difficult. Let me go and bring it up on my. I'm gonna keep. I'm gonna keep that up on the
I
screen,
was
but
just gonna say I saved it. So
oh yeah, I'll
maybe.
go into our Facebook Messenger thing because it's in there. Um, just one moment.
Hold on a second. Let me check Slinky. I'll check to see if it's the same person I'm thinking. Um.
I'll be able to read those details pretty shortly here, guys. Hopefully. Well, at least with Chrome, I can zoom it in. Okay, Ty Olson. His height is 5'5", 145 pounds. Ty was last seen wearing a white shirt um, with the word "beat" on the front and blue shorts. Um, he's missing from. Okay, let me zoom in on that a little bit more. Okay, he's missing from Southern Avenue, Gilbert Road. Missing since today, October 11th. It says Ty Olson was last seen around 12, well, around noon at his home in the area of Southern Avenue and Gilbert Road in Mesa, Arizona. It is believed he left on foot. Ty is diagnosed with autism and bipolar disorder. Um, his family is concerned for his welfare. Please contact the Mesa Police Department at 480-644-2211 with any information.
And I don't think I have that actually on the website or the web page or the Facebook page. I'll put it there now though. So if anybody wants to share it.
Yeah, definitely. It just takes a few clicks or taps, depending on what you're using, to share that out there.
If you guys want to share it, here's the link to the Facebook page. I guess I'll pin it, eh?
Sounds good.
It's pinned to the top.
Now I'm just trying to check the chat out here. Because I think I missed some stuff. Let's see.
Is
I
my
figured it
camera
wasn't
on?
that you intentionally had it off for right now. Let me see. Yeah, it's not on. There you are.
Am I there now?
Yep.
Because I've been there the whole time. I don't know what the hell I was going.
Looking good up there.
I thought I was there. Oh, anyways, I guess I wasn't there. Sorry, guys. Not that you guys really. They found a 10-year-old. Yay, she said. Oh, they found her.
Good.
Oh, cool.
Jameson says the brain part is quite common in this situation, but I've never heard of anything like this with a jawline.
Well, that's why I'm kind of thinking, like, there's a lot of suspicion around that. So I'm thinking that there's, I don't know. I don't know. It didn't say what they labeled his death as. What was it? Homicide? Suicide? What?
I didn't even catch that.
I didn't either. Does anybody know? Because they probably wouldn't have known that for Jelani Day. What would I say? Jelani Day,
Cause of
what the
death.
hell? That's what it is. I knew that. Yeah, no, that's what this is, and that's saying that his things were removed. Yeah, cause of death was yet to be released. So they didn't release it, and they haven't released it.
Okay.
I get. Well, died by suicide. Wait, what? No, hold on. Autopsy reveals Jelani Day's body was found with organs removed after FBI suggested he died by
I remember
suicide.
that there was talks that had suggested that.
Mm-hmm. August 25th was when he went missing, was reported missing, and they found him in the river on the 4th. So how many days is that? That's like 5, 6, and
Wait,
4,
was it
10.
October 4th or September 4th when they found him?
September.
Okay, so
10
yeah,
days.
6 plus, yep, 10 days. Mm-hmm.
That seems awfully crazy to decompose that fast in, I don't care if it's running water or what it is. That seems. They have not released an official cause of death.
Oh, tomorrow there's supposed to be a press conference, Slinky, where I believe that they're going to be talking about the full autopsy results. I don't know the time tomorrow.
Oh shoot! It's at Hold on. Don't get excited, people. I will tell you exactly what time it's at. 12:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time.
Yeah, so I think it should be about 10:30 here in the Pacific, if I'm not mistaken. Or no. 11:30.
12:30 p.m. Mountain
11:30
Time.
Pacific. Because I think Mountain Time is 1 hour ahead of us. I always get the time zones mixed up.
Don't get all excited though, because they might not release that
True.
much. So don't be all upset if we don't really hear all the story, because you know damn well we're not going to be getting the story from this. We don't even know where the hell Brian is at this point in time. So, I mean, that's crazy. But as far as Jelani Day goes, I don't know. I have no idea what the hell happened there. That just seems really kind of crazy that. Oh wait, it was only the front top teeth and bottom teeth that were missing, and his jawbone had been sawed out in quotations.
Huh.
And his genitalia were
Oh my
unidentifiable.
gosh.
What?
Wow.
Um,
The situation with Brian supposedly hiding in a bunker has made Yahoo News.
awesome.
TikTok. The article says TikTok sleuths think Brian Laundrie is hiding in a bunker under his parents' uh, backyard. That was published 51 minutes ago.
Oh, they always been thinking that. Hold on, just 2 seconds before you continue. It says here that the report added that Day's organs were completely liquefied. Day's family attorney, Hallie Benzer, is currently trying to seek answers on how his body could have decomposed so severely, saying that the evidence collected so far suggests that Jelani did not end up in that river willingly.
Yeah.
She said bodies generally take more time to decompose in water, meaning that the oh my god, decomposition that occurred to Day's body couldn't have happened from being dumped into the river. Somebody said that they think that somebody had maybe cut some
Oh
organs
my
out
gosh.
and then put
It's
him into the
terrible.
river. I mean, there had to have been an opening or something somewhere that allowed these creatures in there, if they're trying to say that it was from the critters in the water that made everything
Yeah.
happen. But there's a lot of suspicion around this too. So this whole thing, and even his disappearance, there always was suspicion around it. So I'm pretty sure his family is not going to just let it lie if they come back with
Mm-hmm.
suicide. And that's all I got on Jelani Day.
Um. Oh yeah, we have the video that Jameson was talking about last night. Because for whatever reason, and I still haven't gotten to look into that as to why links can't be posted in chat, and it could be an
I think spam reasons.
yeah, very likely. I want to get the Twitter account page here for Michael Ruiz. Wait, that's who it came from, right? Okay. Um, I'm gonna post that in the chat because I want to make sure that credit is given where credit is due. Um, Now, do you want me to share screen so you can hear that, hun, or I can really quick.
Nah,
Okay.
you don't have to.
I'm gonna bring that up. You don't have to mute or anything. Um, it'll Okay, so this is the video footage from last night outside of the laundry home. There was a memorial sign that was put up there in the yard of Gabby's, or for Gabby, and this is what happened. So here we go. Or not yet. Okay. All right. I gotta hit that play button.
Do you guys feel guilty about Gabby?
Let me do it.
Is there a reason the FBI thinks you're not telling the truth? Do you know where Brian's passport is? Do you have anything to say about Gabby? A lot of the neighbors think you guys know more than you're saying. They're dropped off the sign. They want you to know that they're concerned that you guys know more than you're saying.
And there we have it.
Gotta grab that mail. Somebody coming, like somebody's chasing you. Like, gotta grab the mail.
Right.
Like, why would they remove that? Like, seriously. That shows what real assholes those people really are.
That really changed my perception in a lot of ways.
That's crazy. Speaking of missing people, though, I think we should play the missing persons video. And I do apologize. It's a little longer than usual. However, everybody that's on there does matter. So please do stay tuned and watch it. And if you're in an area where any of them are, just go over to our page. And you can share it from there if you want to share to get other people notified of these missing people.
Yep, and we will be right back, guys.
It's been hard in America. It's been tough feeling sad. It's been hard in America. I never thought it'd get so bad. I wish that I had a big jet plane, fly the tears away. Maybe I'd find a river so wide and drift away all of the pain. But it seems there's more to do. There's more to love we've yet to find. Yeah, it's true, we may stumble through, but all we have is precious time. It's hard to see in America, the sand thrown in your eyes. It's hard to speak in America, when every word creates divide. But it seems that we're all the same. We all need love and hope, a little grace. And yeah, it's true, it's so hard to do, to find it all right here in this place. It's hard to rest in America, the weight upon your chest. It's hard to stay here.
And we are back, guys. And again, those posters are all out there on the Facebook page. And if, like Lori mentioned, if they're or any of those who are in your area, please feel free to share them out. Or if there's any that just kind of, sometimes just a certain picture or something will kind of grip your heart. And if you feel that way, share that poster out and get those faces out there in the hopes that they'll be found. I just can't even imagine.
It's really heartbreaking. In that video, there was, what did I
Yeah.
just say, 34? 34 people in that video. It is heartbreaking when you're making 34 missing posters, all different ages from
Hmm.
young to old. And um, that reminds me, though, I didn't send you the other Amber Alert.
Oh, I was just seeing Miss Linky Moon's comment out
Hold on.
there. She said 10 missing kids were recovered last week in Ohio, and over 200 people were arrested in a human trafficking ring. I heard that human trafficking in the sex trafficking market over there in Ohio, as well as like the heroin market and things, is really bad. It's so sad to hear that. Like I haven't in Ohio.
In Ohio. How far away is that from
Um,
Tennessee?
crap. No, it's
Sorry,
okay.
guys, I'm
My
Canadian.
geography, I can't remember if Tennessee is above or below Kentucky. I think Tennessee is below Kentucky. Um, I was bad with the visuals on maps, but not very far. It's kind of part of that road. Hi, Yvonne. How are you?
Hey,
Let's
Yvonne.
see. Yeah. Okay. I gotta look this up so I can. Okay. All right. Here we are. Bring this up really quick and get this on a bigger screen here. All right. I hate all those pop-up ads and stuff. Just
What do
trying
you
to
do?
verify um, Tennessee and Kentucky because I always get them.
Oh, I sent you
Oh,
the
okay.
other
I will go
Amber
and
Alert.
grab that here.
Or the Amber Alert, I guess. That's not the other one because the other one was an endangered
Gotcha.
missing person, which is different.
Okay, Ohio and okay, Kentucky and okay. Okay, so under Ohio, just going straight down, kind of you have Kentucky and then Tennessee. So so my
Because I was curious because I wanted to know the distance from, say, where summer was to where all this is happening because that
it
could kind
makes
of,
you wonder, doesn't it?
take us into our next
Mm-hmm.
conversation that
Mm-hmm.
we're going to have, which is about, and to all the people who sit there and go, all the people that have moved on talking about Gabby, talking about all this other stuff, they don't care about
It
summer
is.
anymore. That's BS. It's just that there hasn't been anything to say recently about summer other than the fact of what we're going to talk about in a second here, and the fact that apparently Candace and Dawn are going to be on the Dr. Phil show. I cannot wait to watch this. The date is still determined, but to be determined, but it's gonna be a freaking train wreck. Dr. Phil's gonna like
Yeah.
annihilate them. Like,
Yep. No,
oh
it's
my
just it's
god.
just the thing is when it comes to because there are different YouTubers out there and good for them for constantly keeping their uploads about summer, but when there isn't you know anything new in the news other than the drama, it doesn't help things. um okay, I'm gonna bring up the Amber Alert here momentarily.
The thing is, and the reality is that, and it's already starting to happen, is that people are talking less and less about the Gabby
Yeah,
Petito
it's true.
thing. It's because there isn't any new information. There's nothing. It's dying down, and sadly, it's dying
Right.
down. I mean, we're trying to talk about her as much as we can and about what's happening as much as we can to keep her name out there, but it's getting hard when there are no new developments. And we still don't know where Brian is, and it may get that way. So we incorporate other missing people into our shows to fill the space that, we used to use for talking about Gabby. Now, I think that people need to pay attention to everybody who's missing or everybody that tries to put out these people. Like, I know not everybody will post the people that have been missing or reported to whoever missing that day between the States and Canada, like I do, and I'm sure there's a lot more people that have been reported missing than I've done. I mean, I guess that could be a real big rabbit hole to go down. However, not a lot of people do that. They'll pick one or two, or they'll just stick with one, or whatever the case is. However, you just put their names out, just put them out. I mean, nobody can get found if they're not put out.
Let's see. Miss Lincoln said it is bad. CPS was busted a few years ago in Ohio as part of a child stealing problem. That is sick. Having been in foster care when I was 17 and seeing a little bit of CPS in the county that I was in, I don't have much good to say about CPS. And if anybody's watching who's a CPS worker, if you're one of the good ones, thank you for being one of the good ones. My experience with CPS, it was not good. Not good. Okay, so this Amber Alert I'm going to bring up here.
Right. Now, the last I have seen, unless anybody knows any other information, if she's been found or not, or he's been found, I can't remember even. Oh my God, there's
State
so
of
many
Idaho.
people in a day.
Go ahead, huh?
It's a he. I knew it was a he, but there's also a she. That's why I was confused. I was going to say something and then I forgot. Anyways,
Kingston
continue.
Solis, missing since October 11th, 2021, from Jerome, Idaho. 6 years old, male.
Is it hard to read? Because I might
A
be able to
little,
read it a little
a
bit
little
better.
bit, yeah.
Okay. 6 years old, male, white, black hair, brown eyes, 4 feet tall, 80 pounds. Last seen wearing a gray hoodie, blue jeans, gray shoes, and a black and red Avengers backpack, missing 2 front teeth. This is an activation of the Amber Alert system. Well, Idaho State Community Center. I don't think it says anything. Does it tell? Oh, hold on. Wait, department is looking for a child who was last seen at the 300 block of East Avenue in Jerome and is believed to be in danger. The child's name is Kingston James Solis. He is 6 years old, a 6-year-old male with black hair and was last seen wearing a gray hoodie, blue jeans, gray shoes, black and red Avengers, like I just said. Missing his 2 front teeth. Authorities say that the child may be in the company of Lucy Elena Mendoza, and they may be traveling in a white 2018 Kia Stinger with Idaho plate Roxie, Roxiee. If you have any information or see anything, please contact 911 immediately. And she looks like she's a 40-year-old female, white, has black hair, brown eyes, 5 feet, and about 130 pounds. So, that is that one. And what I was going to say, and I completely forgot, was the fact that, as far as I know, this is still an active Amber Alert. I checked before we started the show, and I hadn't seen anything stating otherwise. But if anybody's heard anything, or when you're watching this, you hear anything, please do put in the comments.
Yeah, we definitely appreciate, everybody who gives updates and things that we may have missed, because it definitely helps a whole lot. Because we, unfortunately, we're not omniscient.
You what?
We're not omniscient, like
Mm,
all-knowing, and
yes, we are.
I'm not. But
You're a freaking genius. I don't know what you're talking about.
there we go. But it's crazy seeing all of this going on, and we just hope by putting these people out there that it helps for them to be found. Um,
Okay, so we're going to
yeah,
talk about summer. Right. Now, there's been a lot of conspiracy theories. There's been a lot of talk, a lot of chatter, a lot of whatever you want to call it regarding whatever has happened to Summer Wells. Um, However, throughout all that, I think there has finally been a story that makes the most
sadly,
damn sense.
I mean the whole thing is sad, but
And the story, ironically, comes from Jeannie, the
yeah,
sister,
I think it was from her
stepsister,
husband. I'm gonna go
her
grab that
husband.
link from the interview room, and I'll post it there in the chat for anybody who wants to watch it later.
Now, I'm not saying that Mary is, because she was the one that
Yes,
relayed this, I
yes.
assume, that she's making any of this up because sounds pretty legit. But again, there's a lot of crap between Dawn and Candace and Mary and Jeannie and all of them, so
Oh yeah.
you got to take it for what it's worth, right? I mean, it may be feasible, it may not be. I don't know. I guess it depends what side of the fence you're on. But also, too, I want to say that if you guys watched the interview that Dawn did with oh crap, what was it? Behavior panel. Um, Apparently, Jeannie has not taken back anything that she has said regarding what Dawn did to her. She didn't retract anything, contrary to what Dawn had said. So, yeah, apparently they charged him, and that's still sticking, and Dawn lied. Wow, what a coinkydink. He lied. Who didn't see that coming, him lying?
I'm
Come on
blind
now.
and I saw that.
You saw it coming a mile away.
I'm trying to
Spotted it.
find which video it was. The video
What?
from the interview room.
Oh,
Um, the video
what?
because
Why,
that's. Oh, go ahead.
why
I'm
do you,
sorry.
why can't you? I would just put the link to Michelle After Dark. She has
Yeah,
certain
there we go.
parts on it.
I'll go grab that.
And she explains it very well.
Yeah, her channel is one of my favorites to watch. I just
Shout out to Michelle After Dark.
really like the way that she does things. Um,
You know, she's quite a bit bigger than we are, channel wise. But you want to do a show, Michelle. You know how to get a hold of us. I'm
okay,
just saying.
so here's the link to the video on Michelle After Dark's channel pertaining to this theory that Mary put out on the interview room when being interviewed.
That Mary put out, that was Jeannie's husband's
Yes,
idea.
that essentially that
You have to remember that that's how
Summer
that
was
is.
being trafficked out, which is terrible. I mean, when I heard that, just I mean, it's been talked about before. Um, it just it really makes me cringe. To think,
And how it makes sense is what
yeah,
makes me cringe.
yeah. I'm trying to think of the best way to put this, but the way that Michelle had discussed it, this theory was that Dawn and Candace could have been regularly trafficking Summer, and there was a certain shed that was like a, oh my gosh, the place where they would take Summer for these transactions to take place.
Transactions.
Except in this last instance, she wasn't brought back, and I think was it also on there that Michelle was mentioning on this video that Dawn put out. He kept kind of panning. He was like taking a video of his yard and stuff after the interview with the behavior panel.
Oh, because there was two
Yes.
sheds. The one that was down the hill and the one that was kind of halfway up the hill. Sorry, continue.
No, you're good. And he kept panning over to a certain shed, whether it was for no reason or subconscious or something. But that was a theory that Mary had relayed in the interview room. It's sick. It's absolutely sick, and if it's true, they need to be locked up.
Really makes you wonder now, with that being said, even though there was a thing about the whole child or human trafficking thingamabobber, it was talked about for quite a while now that she may have been part of the whole trafficking thing.
Little girl.
But now with this story, and it seems so feasible that it could have happened that way. And whatnot, it makes you wonder now with that, if that's true. What the hell happened to Summer? Where is she?
That little girl?
Like, you realize how low of a human being you have to be to literally sell your child?
To do it to anybody. I mean, in relationships, I mean, people do that to their partners for money for drugs and crap, and it's wrong. But for a little girl, like, I mean, that really that tears me up inside.
And I think if it is true that this happened the way it happened, that this new story could be, to cover it up, it's one thing, the fact that you did it, and you've done it in the past, if it's true, selling your child and whatnot, but to keep it from everybody and not say anything so that she could have at least a hope in hell of being found and out of that situation. I mean, if you realized that you had done fucked up, because you did, sorry, you just fucked up, at least try to right the wrong by saying something, that this is what happened. I don't know where she is. I don't know, because now, where is she?
Yeah.
What happened to her?
All I can say is my personal speculation, and that's all that it is, guys, and I'm sure there are several who would agree. But I don't know Dawn and Candace hearts, but their actions kind of indicate to me they don't really care about their little girl.
Exactly. I had it. I got it.
Don showed us how he patented Summer when he laughed when Summer was pushed down while he was on the Ferris wheel, and his kids were calling the mom, and yeah. It's just it's messed up, and the thing is, there's speculation that the boys hadn't been taken out of the home as of yet, and that they could have been coached to lie about everything. It's
well, and that's like what Michelle said
Yeah.
too, right? Like, the boys can't speak, and we're never going to know what the hell the boys said because they're underage. So, for all we know, they could have said something already. Maybe it's just too far gone and too much time has passed. They may not be able to find her if she's even alive anymore.
It's just sick.
That definitely explains everything. Like, oh my God, the dog, everything. It just totally fits everything into how it turned out to be. And it's not that, I really truly believe if it happened that way, it's not that they, I don't know, did they lie? They just didn't say
Well,
what happened to her. Is that really classified
well,
as a
technically,
lie?
they said that they don't know what happened to her, right? And they think that she was abducted. But if they were involved with that, then yeah, that would be a lie because they should have, should have, but you know, they wouldn't because they got to, like in the legal term, CYA, you know, they got to cover themselves and make it seem like they didn't
Hmm.
have anything to do with it if that's the case.
But do you realize how many people would probably get way lesser sentences if they just came out and said right off the kicker what the fuck they did? And, instead of making months go by and stories after story after story after story goes by, and now you just wasted a whole bunch of money and time. And, it's just like, it's like people just, yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know, just come
And in many
forward, say
cases, it
something.
gets found out anyways after all of the, you know, after going over things with a fine tooth comb, it eventually comes out. But
And the thing is too is like, you already messed up. How much more messed up do you want it?
yeah,
You know what I mean? Just like I tell my son, I'm gonna be a lot more mad if you've lied to me than if you were to just come to me and tell me right off the kicker what the
well,
heck you've done.
I'm sure.
I'd still be mad, but
Sorry, hon.
I won't be as. That's okay.
No, I know exactly what you mean. All I was going to say is if Mr. Wells is still buddy over on that other YouTube channel that's still up, we may hear another relayed theory from Mr. Wells over there, and it'll probably be like, well, more and more I believe that my stepsisters and Chris McDonough had something to do with her disappearance, or YouTuber XYZ is talking against me, and maybe they had something to do with her disappearance. Because that's how it's been. That's how it's been with him.
Yeah, but I don't know. You're talking about
No, I'm talking about
Benny's
voices behind the wall.
Heather? Oh yeah, no voices. Yeah, I think she's talking for now that Benny is on vacation.
Yeah. Uh,
Yeah, I thought that was a nice word to put.
I
I don't know
mean,
how to put it.
in my humble opinion, he could just go on a staycation and just stay off of YouTube. But
He could,
that's my
yeah.
humble opinion.
Yeah.
If anybody's upset out there about that, um, you know, it,
Okay, you can't tell me with how fired up he'd get every time something would happen that he was not pissed off when his
oh, I
channel was shut
guarantee he
down.
was.
And now he's like this family thing. He's gonna go back
He
to
might start
God.
a
And
he might start a family YouTube channel or something. I don't know.
oh Lord, oh
Oh,
Lord.
you're all parented. No, it happens to me too, Slinky, all the time. Especially
Me
if you're.
too. You should ask Bob's some of the stuff because he has screen reader read his stuff, right? So I'm pretty sure some of my words when I'm typing fast or something, they come out all different because my nails are long, so they hit other buttons.
Well,
And...
check this one out. So last night when we were getting ready to do things, I call on Skype, and I had used voice dictation, and I had spoken. I'll call very shortly. I'll call very shortly. Okay.
Sure.
But Lori responded with "I wish," and I was like, "Huh?" And then I called, I think it was, and she had said, what do you mean, And I'm pretty sure this is how it went, and I said, well, about that message, and she's like, go and look at that message, and I looked at it, and voice dictation had put out alcohol very shortly. So yeah.
I thought he was gonna get his drunk on, so I'm like, I wish. I mean, I don't know. You're telling me about alcohol. This is what I'm thinking.
I don't drink very often, but I do enjoy a drink here and there.
I mean, it's been a stressful few days.
Alcohol
So
very shortly. It's like I totally Instacarted that. I'll be here in about 5 minutes.
That's what I thought. I'm like, wow, he wasn't wasting no time on that one. It was kind of funny.
Yeah, it
after the
was.
fact. I was like, a bit confusing. but
Alcohol
hey.
very shortly.
I mean, I don't know from that what was one to
Right.
think. I didn't know that it was, I'll call you shortly. I thought he was getting drunk. I was like, that seems really weird. Okay. Wish I could join.
That'd be nice.
That's how we're doing. We're doing this now. Okay.
So, yeah,
I was just gonna smoke a little something. You want to drink? Okay, let's drink. Hey, Dan. He's hiding behind the couch. Oh my God! No way. My couch? Oh shit! Don't say my couch.
wait,
I'll have
wait.
nightmares. For
Who's
the rest
hiding,
of my
Brian?
life. I don't know. The boogeyman? Ooh, spooky. If you guys have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe
Do
to
I
the
still have that
channel.
video?
Bob will explain the reasons behind it.
As far as subscribing to the channel, it's because number one,
Yeah.
we appreciate all of you coming out here, and the interactions, and we do have a giveaway out on the Facebook page that you can enter in, and subscribing to the YouTube channel is a part of that. But as we try to grow the channel, we want to build a safe online community out here where we can talk about things without the trolling, something that we won't tolerate out here. But where people can express differences in opinions without the without all the ripping off of faces and all that kind of stuff. It just
Without
yes,
the hate.
exactly. And I gotta see if I have that video.
What shooting?
The
Brian behind the
boogeyman.
couch?
I don't know if I still have that though, because it was quite a while ago. I'm just trying to remember where I put it. But I'm checking. Checking.
Also, we have a group.
We sure do.
It's not much of a group at this point, but we do have a group, and it's growing. So do join that. I don't have a link for it, but
I can grab it.
Ow.
But okay, really quick. I gotta bring this up, guys. Don't get scared, all right? Here we go.
Uh-oh.
Wait.
I'm the boogeyman, and I'm coming to get you.
There we go. The boogeyman. Anybody remember him from the WWE days? I'm the boogeyman, and I'm coming to get you. Yeah, he was quite an interesting wrestler.
I don't know if that person that pointed out that I had spelled Gabby Petito, Gabby Petito. Thanks for pointing that out. I now fixed it, so it's okay. See, that's what happens, when I'm in charge of stuff, Shit happens.
It definitely happens. Happens to me too.
I mean,
Like when I spell what, W-A-H-T, and make a typo, and that got trolled out in some of the Facebook groups. Oh my gosh.
What? Say what?
No.
Yes, then you can just join that group by jumping into that, and that's awesome because you can tell us about a lot of stuff. We can chat there. We can be all buddies. And what's your opinion on dog blind? I'll tell you my honest opinion. My gut opinion is that he realized he wasn't going to be able to catch Brian like he thought, and he's now cowering back to Colorado.
I don't.
With his tail.
I don't know exactly. My thought. I was talking with Lori about this.
Come on. My thing is a legit reason.
No, it is, but I'm just wondering if the FBI pressed him. But
fuck off.
my thought is that he's 68 years old, and it could be that he just wanted one more big chase. I don't know.
That could be. I don't know. He was a day late and a dollar short. That's all I know.
But he hurt his ankle. They still have their team out there, but it didn't say what happened to his ankle. Like, did he twist it? Did he break it?
But he has to take care of business, is what his daughter said.
Right. That's what she said, and so now there's these conflicting stories, which really is frustrating.
So that's why I drew the conclusion that, yeah, no, he's just chickening out now. The dog has gone back to the pound. It's all weird.
I mean, at the same time, too, he had given up his honeymoon time. You know,
Maybe Francie was going to leave him.
don't know. I still,
Maybe he had to do it.
I just still think that maybe he just wanted one more big chase.
Thought it was maybe easier than it was.
Yeah.
But he
No.
didn't catch him, so it's not going to be good for
No,
views.
it isn't. But there's always that possibility that the FBI kind of pressured him out too. You know, I don't know. I really don't know.
It's weird. I haven't heard the John Walsh story one yet.
Neither have I.
I heard that they were going to do it, but I haven't heard anything about it.
What about you, Dan? What are your thoughts on that? And anybody else out there in the chat?
I also heard that he left. I also heard that he's done, but I don't know if that's accurate because it was not said by a
Let's see.
confirmed source.
Take a look here and see. Yeah, I'm not seeing. Now, see, check this out though. This is the thing. We talk about clickbait and stuff, right? So Newsweek, and other media outlets too. You know, is their headline is "Dog the Bounty Hunter leaves Brian Laundrie search after injuring himself." Now, they don't mention that it was an ankle injury in that one, but that's going to pull people in. How did he injure himself? Um, and it's just, unfortunately, that kind of stuff has to be put out that way in order to get people to read or to watch. Or now, um, was it New York Post? They did mention in the headline that it was and this was 22 minutes ago. Mentions that it was an ankle injury, but the articles that I've read, they don't mention what type of ankle injury. I mean, not that they necessarily have to, but
It would definitely help save face, I'm sure.
mm-hmm.
Oh my god. I cannot people. Oh my god. And people are voting this
They're
shit?
voting what?
Are you kidding me? Oh my god. Injustice for Gabby Petito find Brian case discussion. The autopsy results will be read tomorrow at the time that it's going to be read. So it's at 2:30 Eastern time, so that's 11:30 our time, right? What's your thought of what would be her cause of death? And it's a poll. They have death by strangulation, death by blunt force object. This poll ain't it. Death by Brian Laundrie. Method will not be released. They're having a poll on how.
I just can't get into that. Dan says, I don't know. He put someone's poop in a bag.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, I talked about that the other morning. Like, who does this shit? Like, come on now. You don't do posts. Oh my god, polls like that. That's fucked up.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you on that. Just, but different groups are going to do what different groups are going to do. Um, oh, did he put the poop back? I'm not even sure on that one.
The poop?
Yeah,
Oh, I don't think so. No, he took it to the FBI.
and that's when they said that they can't take DNA
FBI.
from it, right?
Yeah, basically that they didn't want his poop.
Man. Yeah, I don't know.
Oh my god, that was a bad thought I just
What's
had in
that?
my head. When he said, did he put it back? I was thinking, man, I wonder how many people see human feces and are looking at it going like, I wonder what kind of animal is
Oh,
this? You know, bear, deer, elk, what? What did it?
oh, okay. I just saw a headline. It was posted 26 minutes ago. I'll put it out here. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but this is from the NY Post, New York Post. Um, the headline reads, Dog the Bounty Hunter insists Brian Laundrie hunt is on despite ankle injury. I'll put that out there for anybody who wants to check that out.
Well, there you have it, folks. Dog is still in the race. So it's not because of the poop.
Okay, I'm going to try to bring a little bit of humor into this the best that I can, even though my humor is dry.
No poop
But
allowed.
to bring that poop to the FBI to have it rejected, it's a really crappy situation there. It's really crappy.
It's definitely the shits.
I mean, like I can't remember who it was. I think it was when Bobby Brown was out here in the chats and was saying, with all the stuff. I mean, it's dark. It's dark stuff. All that stuff that's going on, and
Oh crap! Oh my god! Oh my god! I thought you were talking about shit was dark stuff. Like that it was dark. Like
no. Just with the subject matter and everything. That you have to kind of lighten it a little bit in a way that's not entirely morbid or disrespectful and things to the to those involved, but it's difficult.
I think Roberta and Chris did a very good job of entertaining us
Oh,
last
with the
night.
sun, were they both out there in that video? Oh wow.
Yeah. No, and Roberta was taking the letters out of her mailbox there, like she was being chased by a bear or something.
Well, and Chris was mumbling.
Yeah, he was mumbling something. I don't know what the hell he
I
was saying.
I just I don't know.
I haven't seen anybody decipher it yet, so maybe it's undecipherable.
You know what? You could. I'll have to check it out, but you might be able to put it into Audacity and.
Oh God, Bobby Brown pooped his pants.
Oh, hey,
Look
there
what
you
you
are.
did. You brought Bobby Brown up.
Welcome, Bobby. See, I was wondering if you might be out here.
He was lurking in the background, or he heard his ears ringing. One of the two happened.
Yeah, that's not a pleasant situation there.
It's unfortunate. Hey, Unheard.
Oh, there. How's it going, Unheard? How is it going?
What's up? Do you know if he put the poop back, Unheard?
No. I wasn't trying to blame you. I was trying to say that you were bringing some humor into things because of everything being, serious. Because it is a serious matter. But what I was trying to convey was that I appreciate you bringing the humor into things.
Can we hack?
Figured out
What?
mic
Is
issues
that a
I've
new
been
fun?
having.
Is that a fun way to do a game of some sort? What's
Oh
that?
wait, you mean about doing a call-in? And
Oh,
yeah.
chat.
Because I can bring the Google Voice number up, but I don't know.
Sorry, I'm a duck.
Oh, you're
I'm a
good,
duck.
hon.
I'm a duck.
I can bring the Google Voice line up, and we can try that out because we still haven't had anybody who's wanted to try to do a dial-in.
Everybody gets scared of us.
No, it's
They
just me.
think we're
It's
big
just my
bullies.
eyes.
And Bob's eyes scare people. I'm never gonna have.
I don't.
Yeah, you have duck call or whatever. What? You should have the. Oh man, we need one of those. I can hear a duck in the background.
Oh no.
StreamYard.
We used to do StreamYard, but yeah,
A
we're
duck
kind of
call.
we're using Skype and OBS. So um,
All you have to do is call
yeah,
this
yeah, I
number
can
though.
put the Google Voice number up, and then we can test it out.
Like it's just a phone number.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
call in. It's not
Would
a
that be
call.
okay to call in on phone? 'Cause that's the only thing we can do right now. I'm gonna have to look into some other options too, but yeah, the Google Voice number is all that we have at the moment, and we still haven't tested that out.
Oh, Unheard has a lot to go
Ah,
over. I'll put the number up
yep.
there, Bob.
Let me bring up another tab here, and I've got to log into that account.
No, it won't be out there. Your number
Well,
won't be out there at all.
yeah, no, it won't show.
Well,
It won't
not out
show
for
up on
public
screen, but
to see.
if you don't want it to show up on Google Voice either, that's totally understandable. All you have to do is just dial *67 before dialing in, and your number won't show up. And we will keep that entirely private, even if you don't use *67. Um, yeah, we will definitely maintain that privacy. But either way, there's the *67 option there. Let me just close down some of these tabs so my thing doesn't crash.
See, and I would never know what the number is anyway because it's getting called through to Bob. So
Let's see.
I can't see anything that he's doing.
I'm gonna share. I wish I could just share audio without having to share the screen, but I'm gonna share the screen over for the voice tab there to Skype so that you'll be able to be patched in here.
That's okay.
Okay, so now let me do an audio test to make sure you can hear this too, hon. Before I put that number out there. Can you hear this? All right.
Yep.
Can you hear that? All right.
Yep.
So then, what I will do is,
Okay, I'll be right back.
alrighty, I love you, beautiful. Okay, I'm gonna put the number up there, and one moment. All right. So dial-in number is 209-809-1179, and please clearly state your first and last name when prompted. And I think that so long as you state your first name clearly, that it'd be good. Because I know not everybody would feel comfortable putting first and last name out there. I'll have to change the text down there. But that is the dial-in number. And oh shoot, what happened to my? All right, here we are. So I have that up, and it seems to be working. There we go. I can be long-winded too, Unheard. Trust me. And again, you don't have to provide your last name. I'm going to change that around because I can definitely understand people being uncomfortable doing that line. It won't be heard once the call comes through. No. You don't need Skype so long as you have a mobile phone and you have like unlimited talk and text or whatever. That's a Modesto, California number. And so all you do is just dial the number on screen there, the 209-809-1179, and it'll just be like kind of like a phone call. So all you need is your phone and a headset if you use one with your phone. That's all you would need. I'm looking for other ways to do dial-ins as well, because we're using OBS in conjunction with Skype, and if it was through Skype, we would have to do that kind of prior to the show. Like, let's say that you wanted to come on and do like a panel discussion, we would just have to have everybody connected a bit prior to the show so that I can set up the Skype windows on screen. StreamYard is cool. We were using that for a while, but if you're using OBS, it just... Oh, there we go. All right, let me get over to that tab.
I'm
Welcome back, beautiful. I'm trying to find the thing where I answer. Where is it? I don't see it. Crap.
Uh-oh. Keep letting it ring.
Where is it?
We hear you.
Oh, there it is. There it is. No, 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 no! It sent the caller to voicemail. If that was you, Unheard, could you please call back again? Because I did not get there in time to answer the call. I was switching tabs and totally screwed that one up.
Oh,
That was my bad. Still trying to work out all the kinks in this.
Yeah, call back, Unheard.
Yeah, it was.
Bob couldn't hit
I
the
didn't.
button.
I didn't find
Yeah,
the thing
no
to answer. It's magnified and it takes up like just a small part of the screen. So.
Are you talking?
Oh. There it is. Okay. I gotta find the keypad thing again. Oh my gosh. There we go. How's it going? Let me patch you in on OBS really quick. And there we go. Okay, so we have Unheard on the line here. I'm going to mute really quick to make sure that everything's coming through to YouTube because you're actually our first ever caller on the dial-in. So
woohoo!
Yeah, you are the lucky winner today. Just 1 second, I'll be right back.
Yep.
Everybody stops talking when he's going to listen.
Would you be able to say something really quick for me, please? And because there's a delay on YouTube, so.
Giraffes have really tall necks, and I've always wondered why they're so long.
Yeah, they're strange long. Oh, there you go, Bob. Bobby says, I heard him okay.
There we go. Yeah, we are good. We're good.
Alrighty.
Hey, now Unheard, can you hear me?
Thank y'all for having me on, man.
Anytime.
I'm really bashful about it. I use Discord normally, and I tried I don't know what I messaged earlier, StreamYard. I tried that earlier, and I had to use it through my phone. I don't know what's going on with my microphone, so I'm trying to get the bug worked with it.
Oh, you know what? I don't know. I don't think you're able to hear Lori, are you? I cannot
hear Lori.
Oh, crap. I got one part of it figured out, but I don't know how to patch Skype over so you can hear her. And I don't even know if that's possible to do.
So would it be easier if I had Skype?
Yeah, I think I think we would probably have to do it. I didn't. Ah, crap. Yeah, I think so. I just have to figure out how to patch you into the call.
Well, that's only if he
Give me
wants
a
to hear
second.
me. He doesn't
She
have
Do you
to
said.
hear
She
hear
said
me.
that
static on my end?
not not a whole lot. No.
No.
Yeah, Lori said that's only if you want to hear her. So
Oh yeah, I mean everybody's in for the call, so
shoot, I'm gonna have to figure out because I don't
I'm
know
gonna
how to.
download Skype. I'm gonna download Skype real quick, so possibly we can get all in there. I really don't know how to use any of all this. Like I said, I use Discord mostly. So
No worries. I might have to look into Discord. I know somebody else had
it's
mentioned that
free
too.
and it's
Yeah.
awesome. You can use different channels, and you can, let's say you have a fact channel. You can put that within the Discord. You can put conspiracies within the Discord. You can put, I don't know, beautiful sunset pictures within the Discord. You know, you
That
can
reminds me of
keep on
Team
going.
Talk.
It's kind of like Team Talk.
Okay, well,
It's
yeah,
more user friendly.
we'll do. Yeah, we'll figure out Skype. I just have to figure out how to dial in because Lori and I are in. I'm guessing I can probably invite you in.
Can't you just
I'm
add
thinking
him
so.
in?
I'm thinking so. So when you download Skype, you'll probably have to sign up with a, with an account don't if you don't have one, and then just let us
Roger that.
know. Let us know through the email address. I'll put the email address out there in the chat, and just send us an email so you don't have to put your Skype username out there in the chat.
Roger.
And we'll go from there.
All right.
All right. Sorry about that. I didn't even think about you not
You're
being able to
good,
hear
boss.
her. So I'm trying to figure out all of this.
Well, I was thinking he was kind of rude. I'm like, oh man,
She's
I'm talking, he ain't
she
saying nothing. Like, oh,
she said she was thinking you were kind of rude, like she was talking and you weren't answering, and it was like it didn't even hit me. It's like, oh crap, he
Uh-oh.
can't hear her.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Not at all. Not at all. I try and be very, very respectful.
Yeah. So we'll try to go the Skype
Eh.
route, and then I'm gonna work on a different call-in method because this obviously is not gonna work out as well as I thought it was.
Well, we got to
Timing is
work the
all
bugs
good.
out, don't we? We got to work the bugs
Exactly.
out.
Exactly. So, all right. So yeah, I'll send the email out in the chat, and
The good thing is, people, because I'm sure they can still hear me out there.
I
yeah,
guess all I
they
need
can.
to do here is I don't know. I got a dial-in number here, so I can call in to your Skype.
Okay. Yeah. If you get a Skype number, if you could just send it to the email address, and then I'll see if I can connect with you and invite you into our meeting. And let me see here. Okay. Oh, you still there? Uh-oh.
Oh, Houston,
You still there?
man down. Who?
Unheard. It still says that the call is ongoing, but I don't hear him anymore. And I don't want to.
Yeah, there is an easy way to just add him if he has a number.
Oh, cool. Okay, I'm gonna put the email address out there.
Maybe Unheard still has mic trouble.
Well, no, because that was over the phone, I think. So, okay. There's the email address. Bobby says he's unheard.
Unheard, we can't hear you, Unheard.
Okay, so if you can,
Well, you never
yeah,
could hear me.
if you can still hear me, I put the email address out there in the chat. So just send your Skype number there.
You can't run Skype from the phone.
What's that?
You can't run Skype
Oh,
from
really?
the phone. Okay, so if he just calls back, it's fine, because if I have any questions, I'll just ask them through you.
Yeah, that'll work.
Besides, if anybody wants to see the full thing to make it make sense, they just have to watch the replay. It'll all make sense then.
Yeah, Skype should be free. They shouldn't charge you for that. But as frustrating as it is, it's good that this happened because now we know that. I mean, as much as the Google Voice idea was cool, it's
It still will work if you're as long as you don't have more than one person on the show. It's like if it's
right,
just you.
but for
Like I could still use it for like the morning shows when it's just
mm-hmm.
me out there.
Very true. Let's see. Okay. I will be right back though. I need to step away for a second. So I'm sorry to do that, but yeah.
So unprofessional. Not like I just did it. I just did the same thing.
I'll be right back. I love you.
Me too. Yeah, so I'll babble for a while. Well, we don't know what he's doing. The link will take you into straight. Did you send a link on her? Because we can't get links from you. You'll have to send it to the email address. YouTube doesn't allow links from people. Unless, hold on, I could make you a mod. I can make you a moderator. There, now you're a moderator. If you have a link, put it in. Put it in. Yes, it is a very nice accent. I have to admit, I heard it. Even if you didn't hear me, I heard it. I heard it. Copy and paste what? I can't copy and paste when I don't see it. Oh, look, you got a wrench now and heard. What? I am so sorry, okay? It's been a long day and I'm a goofy tonight. I'm goofy, okay? So don't mind me. I don't know, it's maybe a diabetic delirium. I'm not sure. I don't know what's happening with me. Copy and paste. I'll take the mod thing off of you if you don't have any links you want to share. Unheard. I was just thinking maybe that was the only way that you'd be able to share a link, is if you were a moderator. And speaking of mods, if anybody wants to be a moderator, sometimes chat does go a little wonky. Or maybe you and I does not have an accent. Wait. No, I didn't get it. You put it in, it didn't work. Shit. Oh, hold on. I think I might know how to. Oh, crap. But Bob said you can't see it that way. Hold on. Let me go into the studio and see.
Okay, I'm back.
Maybe. Uh-oh. No, I see nothing. What?
There we go.
No, there's no winks. No winks.
Okay. Can you hear me out there?
I hear you.
Yep.
Yeah, do you hear me?
Okay, I'm just...
All right, but if I hand you a wrench, Bobby, you got to be good with it, okay? Don't make me regret it.
Yeah, one of the reasons that I thought that Google Voice would be such a good idea was because it, and inevitably you're going to have trolls come out there and try to get in and all that stuff, and it offered a bit it offered a bit more flexibility when dealing with that kind of situation. With Skype, even if it's just an audio call,
I know, I've been handing these wrenches out like they're going out of style, apparently. I don't know, does Bobby have a wrench? Bobby, do you got a wrench?
through
You should have a wrench.
Google, and it will bring you right to.
So your theory about making people moderators to send links does not work, apparently.
So moderators aren't able to send links.
That's what I'm assuming.
Crap.
Unless they can, and I don't know.
I'm looking.
Your Skype was asking to pay $5. What? I know you do, Bobby.
Oh wait,
You
Skype
got
was
wrench.
asking to pay? There's Discord.
Oh, you can't put links in now.
I'm just gonna have to figure out how to bring that into OBS.
I think you'd be able to do it as just a link, as a...
Thing is crud.
Can't you just do audio,
I'm not sure if I can pull in like just the audio. Well, no, that might be possible. Let's try it. Let's try it.
click the
What's
link,
that?
Bob.
Yeah, I'm
Click
gonna
the
click the
link,
link,
Just click the dang link.
and I'll see if I can bring the audio in.
You know, I know for a fact I already have a Discord. So, I'd like to take it upon this to...
Alright, so I'll just put that there. I don't have a Discord, so
Well, blending does, I think.
gotcha. Let's see, there's...
I don't even know if that's what this account is.
Okay, wait, I think it just let me in. Maybe as a guest or something. I don't know.
Oh, no. I'm not sure what I'm doing. What?
Shoot,
Shit,
my
what happened?
12-year-old can
Continue.
set that stuff up better than me. Okay.
Oh, I'm on Jesse's... Oh. No.
Alright, so...
Lori. No, Lori. You don't want to be under your son's... No. I want to be...
I gotta get my birthday in there.
Yeah, I think I'm just going to make a new account. Because this isn't going to work.
Yep. Sorry for the delay, guys. That was my bad. I didn't think that fully through with Google Voice, so... Alright, let's see if this...
It's email Ion Entertainment
What's that?
Network.
Oh yeah, IN Entertainment Network at gmail.com. I'll finish signing up. Now that the hard part's going to be though is there might be an echo because we're in Skype and
We'll have to get off Spike.
yeah, the problem is though is if we get off Skype our video is totally gone. True.
Because I don't even have
Well,
my video.
I don't even have the scene set up for that though because I have it on OBS. I'm going to have to put in the audio. This might be something we might have to figure out.
Okay, wait. Hold on. Can't we just mute our mics on Skype?
I'm not sure. This might be something we might have to figure out at a different point because. Okay, so that's in a confirmation.
Hold on here. Now I got a lot of stuff happening here. Hold the chicken boat. I'm gonna hit that link again. I joined the party 3 minutes ago? No.
Do what?
You did
What?
too, Bob. You're in the party as well.
On Discord?
Yeah.
Yeah. I gotta
It says you're there.
I just gotta verify my email address evidently.
Uh-oh. Oh, shoot! Yeah, can you do that to the?
I can. Yeah, I'm
not.
on my
hooked up
email
to that.
client right now, so I'll take care of that. Sorry, guys, for those of you out there in the chat. That was totally my bad. I didn't even think about the.
Oh, it's not a
I didn't
big
even think about
deal.
the Google Voice thing.
I don't think people are complaining. Is anybody? Oh, thank you. It's better than seeing my face beside it. So I thought I'd put a better picture of myself up there as a pumpkin. Copy the name, general tab of the speaker. I muted YouTube. You stay in YouTube, just mute it. So you're on the left, click the general above my name to join in. Shoot. Dang. Okay.
Say what?
Your name. Your name. And then when did I want to do what with your name? I want to.
Okay, so I'm gonna come over here.
Why am I offline? Oh, Lori's offline, but what?
Let me get. I'm gonna come over here and get the other email address verified.
I don't know. That's messed up.
Yep, I definitely have some research to do as far as
Well,
call-ins
yeah.
go.
Bobby, join in the party. Okay, but worst case scenario, you could technically, we could stay on Skype, and you could just put it through your speakers, right?
Well, the difficult part about that is that when Skype is piped into OBS, it pulls in audio and video, so you can't really mute the audio without doing away with the whole thing.
Right, but I'm not understanding. Hold on here. I want to check something. What I'm not understanding is, it would be an audio output, wouldn't it? Or in.
It would be, I think. I would just. Well, I have the virtual audio cable set up so I could pull it in through Chrome because Chrome is going out through a virtual audio cable anyways. But I would just have to take our Skype windows down altogether, and that would probably alleviate the echo.
I'm just trying to think, like, how when we bring in, like, when we used to, I used to do it, and I don't know how to do it now. Can't you just do window capture? It should capture all noises and everything, no?
The window capture? It could,
Yeah.
but it would capture the. Let's see. I don't have a desktop app. Okay, so.
Or the general. Sorry, I'm doing that too.
What's that?
General. You want me to do a what to your name? Message. Why is there an exclamation mark? What does that mean?
Let's see.
Voice channels.
Oh, my mic is muted.
Underscore?
Yeah.
I don't know if mine is.
Uh,
What does it say?
Mine shows up down at the bottom. But I think I have to
Oh,
allow it
does it
on
look like.
Chrome. There we go.
Huh?
If you're on Chrome, because I'm on Chrome, I don't have the Discord app on my computer or anything.
Oh, I see. I do have it, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, that might be something to look into.
There's got to be a way to do it for now.
Well, you know what? I mean, I think that we can keep the Skype windows up. Yeah. Well, no, I don't know because your voice is going to be coming through Discord. I don't know. Worst case scenario, I can just remove the Skype windows and pipe in the audio through.
But I mean, we could talk about all the what ifs. If we try it, we might
Mhm.
figure it out.
I'm gonna close this tab for the Google Voice number. Yeah, that the Google Voice idea is definitely good for solo shows, but definitely not for.
But the good thing is that once we figure this out, we'll know how to do it, so that if anybody wants to call in again, they can.
General under that. Let me look.
For this fact, the only crappy thing is that StreamYard was easier that way, such as some assume. However, OBS wasn't exactly very friendly when it came to those.
Ooh, now I'm hearing you twice.
Dang. You're getting a double whammy.
There we go. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is. Oh wait, you know how we can alleviate that, I think, and keep the windows open is if you mute your microphone on Skype.
Isn't that what I said?
What's that? Hey, there you
Didn't I
are.
say that?
Yep. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to try to I'm gonna pipe in the audio here, and let's take a look. Okay, so I'm gonna turn that on. Okay, and I'm gonna mute and let you both talk amongst yourselves for a moment, and I'm gonna go to YouTube and see if this works.
I'm gonna switch my Christmas. I think I'm gonna have to switch my speakers to my headset. My mic onto my microphone.
I'm sorry.
Okay, I
I
hear.
apologize. That was on me. I stepped out on accident. I apologize. But I am here. Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. How do I get rid of this? Oh, my pickles.
So Discord is very easy. You can create your own Discord. It's free. You bring up a channel to your left. You can add channels to wherever you want to be. This is a very, very beginner Discord channel to where you have a general
Gotcha.
chat or you have a general text. You can add from there.
Okay.
If you ever want to invite someone, you can click invite people above, and it will give you a link at the bottom to your Discord, straight to your Discord. And you can have them come into your general chat. You can speak with them whenever you're ready to leave. They can leave, or you can right click on their name and you can mute them, or however else. You're your own mod.
Okay. So Bobby said he can hear all three of us on YouTube.
Yep.
I cannot hear Bobby. Oh, there he is. There he is.
Yeah, no, I had myself muted. I was trying to check on YouTube, but yeah,
Okay.
that works. That works. So yeah, we
Okay.
can.
No, now you're double in my ears, Bob.
Uh-oh.
Oh, okay. Let me go. Let me go and
Lori,
mute.
you'll have to mute YouTube.
No, it's all good. I just have to go and mute my microphone on Skype,
Oh,
so it'll still keep the
okay.
video up.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So.
I was very skeptical about Discord about 4 or 5 years ago until I kind of just took a step into it, and then I was like, okay, I mean, this is kind of nice. It's very clear. You can hear people well, and it works.
It
Well, now
does
that
because
we're all here, it actually makes sense. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We used to use Team Talk. I have a Team Talk server on my computer, and we were using that, but to get the cameras and stuff in on OBS, so you'd have to crop out the windows and all of that stuff, and it was
Bobby,
Right.
you can join. The
Well,
link is up there.
the nice thing about Discord is running in the background. So you can pull up if you have like OBS or something and you want to show somebody on YouTube as you're streaming, you can just pull it up through OBS, your screen, as you talk through Discord, and it will render through YouTube as you're talking. It's kind of wild.
interesting.
That's how everybody's hearing us on YouTube.
Yeah.
It may be.
Well, the reason why that's working is I have Discord on Chrome. I don't have the Discord app right now.
Oh, I
I'll have
see. I see.
and so I have Chrome running through a virtual audio cable, and I
Okay.
have and then I have so the Discord audio is going through the virtual audio cable that I have set up out to Chrome, and we're just muted on Skype. So our Skype video is still showing, but we can all be heard through Discord. So
That's right. That's right. And it should be coming through YouTube as well.
yeah, it
Yeah.
is.
Bobby
Awesome.
said he heard us
Awesome.
though.
I know, but poor old Bobby, man, he's been around for a minute.
Join in, Bobby. Come on.
I know. Come on. Free download, you can get in on the conversation.
Well, shoot,
We
I
can
didn't.
talk about, sir.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, I cut you off.
No, what were you saying? I apologize.
I was just going to say you don't even need the app necessarily because I'm doing this through Chrome.
You know, the
Yeah, I
app's
have
just
the
real
app.
easy. The app's just real easy. You can just open the app and go to any server Discord that you're on. You can add. I'm on another email with a bunch of different Discords because I do a lot of gaming, and I probably got 60 different servers I can just click to at any point in time and join their
Nice,
chat.
nice.
So it's
Wow.
very simple. It's a little bit of a learning curve because it's different. Um, everything, all your servers are to the far left. Once you click that server, to the immediate right of that icon will show
Hmm.
like all the chat,
Okay.
like pictures or conversations, voice chat, so on and so forth.
I'm
It's
gonna have
awesome.
to check that out, and that might be the ideal way for doing this with you know doing this through uh, for call-ins and things is to set up a specific
Right.
Discord channel for this show, and then just have that open for YouTube. And because it's pretty easy, like if a troll comes in, it's pretty easy to boot people out, right?
Well, you can do one of two things. You can boot the person from the server, or you can mute them. So
Oh,
that's
okay.
what I was just telling Lori. So you could actually like on my phone right now, I can click your name and I can go down here and go to manage user, server mute, server deafen. So server deafen, you can't even type in the chat in Discord. So
Nice.
I can move you to a different, like say there's voice chat 1 and 2, I can move, and we're all in one, I can move you as being an admin to voice 2, and you have no control of that.
Got it. Okay,
So
cool. I'm gonna check into that because that sounds like it would be a pretty good option.
it's
Um,
very smooth. It's very smooth.
yeah, the voice quality seems really good.
Awesome. I hear y'all great. Y'all sound good.
So, what are your thoughts on everything Unheard?
Man, pertaining to the Petito case,
Yeah, we can start there.
man, I don't see no evidence of Brian Laundrie committing this. I don't see it. I hear a lot of social media claiming, but I don't see it.
Yeah, there is definitely no concrete evidence directly connecting him. I mean,
Well,
may,
in that, with you saying concrete evidence, I don't see any evidence, or they would have claimed him as a suspect
yeah,
at this moment.
exactly. Um, it's crazy because
But could it be because they haven't released the cause, like the actual cause of death and stuff like
No
that?
way. No way.
I would think that they would have
They
released that to the FBI, and the FBI would have named him a suspect by now or something. I don't know.
he would have been named a suspect within, I would say, 24 hours of their findings, if they had clear evidence that he had something to do with her case. Even if not that, it would not have been a week since her findings.
That makes
Does that make
sense.
sense?
Mm-hmm.
So
But
my
why did he
honest,
run?
innocent people run.
Yeah, that does happen sometimes. That's for
So
sure.
you let's just say, uh, I mean, this is hypothetical, but it kind of
Mm-hmm.
fits. Brian, they get an argument at the campsite. Brian leaves. He hikes, so he starts hitchhiking, trying to get back to wherever his destination is going to be. He falls into the first hitchhiker, which ends up being a TikTok vlogger woman. Um, She says that they're riding to, I think, some bridge. I'm not very
Jackson
specific on the
Jackson Hole.
geographics.
Jackson
Yep,
Hole is
Jackson
to the
Hole.
south. Yeah.
Drops him off because he's freaking out. All
Mhm.
that. He hitchhikes back up, and a Christian woman picks him up. An elderly woman picks him up and drives him back to Grand Teton entrance. Now,
Right.
why would he want to go back?
That's a good question.
So when he does
Okay,
get
wait.
back,
Are you saying that when he left and he hitchhiked, that was because Gabby had already died?
no, I'm
Or
saying she
she
was
wasn't
alive
dead
when
yet?
he left.
Okay.
I'm saying she was alive when he left, and her being alone, she's a beautiful woman, no doubt. You know, she's got a little spunk in her. You can see it in her eyes, and in the pictures being shown. You know, she's got life in her eyes. And he leaves. They split because they were talking about splitting up. And he, you know, who's to say that on that trip right there at that campsite that they did it in for good? And Brian said, "You know what? I'm washing my hands. I'm done." And he walks off. So he leaves, hitchhikes, meets two different hitchers, comes back on the second hitcher. Upon arriving back to the van, he can't find Gabby. All of her belongings are there. Things seem in the right place that Gabby would want to be. So he goes to look for her. He walks around, can't find her, and then boom, stumbles upon her. What happens? He's got to fucking flee because he's the last person known to be seen with her.
Yeah, I could see
So
that
instantly,
perspective.
he's a suspect in his mind. He's a
Right.
suspect. He killed her. So he flees back to Florida. Doesn't care about spending the money on the card. Doesn't care about the gas being used. Doesn't care about the food being consumed. Nothing. He flees back to Florida. He tells his parents, "Look, I stumbled upon Gabby. We got in an argument. I left. I came back. She's dead. I don't know what to tell you. I don't have anything else to tell you." What happens? Boom. They lawyer up right then. Now, who's to say that the Laundries don't have a cabin somewhere where we don't know? Let's say Mississippi is my guess, to be honest.
Hmm.
Um, sorry, I got issues going on with my mic here. Let's say he is somewhere in Mississippi, in a cabin somewhere, because Mississippi is pretty vast land with wilderness. Um, Ellie, quit. Um, I think maybe since there were two phones at he had a phone at the scene, okay, which he said that he did not have, which I will grant that he lied there, because he said, "Well, I don't really have a phone," and then pulled a phone out of his pocket. Okay,
Mhm.
then after that goes back to Florida. That phone is, from what I understand, it may be in evidence right now, but then there was a burner phone that him and his, I would say, mother went and picked up at AT&T for him to flee to a cabin or some secure location where he can ride this out while he talks to his lawyer and tells his side of the story. So the lawyer has a defense for him. Once that defense comes through, the lawyer will tell him it is time for you to turn yourself in and we will go through court. Because at the end of the day, when he goes to court, it's on the court.
Right.
Honestly, I mean, the
That
way
makes a
you
lot of
say it,
sense.
it does make sense.
Hmm. It does make a lot of sense.
And I honestly think that the two women that were found not far from the scene, or maybe a huge coincidence, because there's a lot of stuff going on in Utah right now. There's a
It
lot of
sure
stuff
does.
going on in Wyoming. Also, there was a person named John Colt that had escaped a
Yep.
mental institution. That was not, I mean, very, very close to where the two women were found. So,
Right.
and I'm not seeing from, and like I said on previous streams, the only people I've been trying to talk to people in America on streams for quite a while, and they just shut me out, or the mod comes in and they cut me off because they're like, no, 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 no. The only people that believe me, believe it or not, are people in Australia. They're the only ones listening
Wow.
right now.
Wow. No, I mean the way that you discuss that, it makes a whole lot of sense. I mean, it really does.
Well, another thing is what don't make sense to me is in the I keep going back to the traffic cam. What don't make sense to me is Gabby was like pleading to the officers when they told her, "Well, we're going to split you up for the night." Gabby about freaked out and she was like, "No, no, no. I cannot be without him. We're a team." Well, if he was beating her while they were getting pulled over, why would she say that? One. Two, he left before that and flew back home to Florida to empty out a storage shed or a storage container, and she was by herself. Where was she at? Was she in a hotel? Was she at a campground? We don't know, but she was by herself that we know of.
Hmm.
So if she can't be without Brian at that traffic stop, then why can she be without him before then?
Yeah, that's I mean, that definitely makes a lot of sense.
I mean, honestly, I hate to say this. I hate to say this because no people want to know this, but I'm gonna say determination suicide or assistant suicide, and the FBI is trying to pin a suicide or assistant suicide on Brian. That's why he's only a person of interest right now.
Hmm.
Hmm.
And the reason I say that is because there's 21 markings at least. I've seen 22 at the crime scene. So if it was an assistant suicide or a suicide, that would be brain matter or DNA projectile, which would be blood or tissue.
Gotcha.
And another thing I seen was on the painting at the crime scene. They actually painted over what they say was a bullet entrance to a tree log, which if you're in any crime scene, you're not painting over evidence. So that's a null.
Wow.
I mean, yeah, it's definitely food for thought to look at it that way.
Yeah, it
It is.
is. It is. No, that's definitely a different perspective, and I mean, it makes a lot of sense.
One we
I
really
and like
American.
I say, I hate to say suicide. I really hate to say that because I don't wish it on nobody, and I wish nobody would take their life like that, and I wish
Yeah.
nobody would talk somebody into that. But it's a possibility. And them saying, well, it's been determined homicide. Well, yeah, it's been determined homicide because either they cannot find the measure of the weapon being used to commit the suicide, or the fact that possibly the weapon was picked up by a second party that insisted it.
Bobby says he wants you to be his lawyer.
Bro, you don't want that. Well, I'll stick both of us in the mud. It ain't gonna work. I'm just saying. I'm looking at a lot of details, man. I went over, like I said, there was a fella in Australia that wanted to sit down and talk with me, and we sat down for over 6 hours and talked over details and small details, um, like the pattern in his backpack that nobody says. Or I first started off saying that Brian's flip flops were black, and then I went back even harder in the tape, and I was like, well, no, the straps are tan on top. Like I'm going deep on detail here. So I've looked at this traffic stop probably 4 times over, and that's an hour and 17 minutes, a little bit more, um, over and over and over. Watching demeanor. I first started off watching only Brian's interactions with police, and
Hmm.
then I went from police only talking to each other, and then I went from police interacting with Gabby, and then I turned from Gabby's story matching with Brian. So I got 4 different outtakes within that one traffic stop.
Hmm.
Wow. Let's see. We've got a few things out here in the chat. Bobby was asking about the use of the credit card. Your thoughts on the use of the credit card. Um, we have CS Jigsaw. Welcome out to the chat. Was the gun found or located at the residence or in the van, or does Laundrie still have it on him? The Taurus pistol.
So we cannot determine that it's actually a Taurus pistol, although it does look like it. There are different brands out there that look like a Taurus pistol. Um, we cannot determine that. So was a Taurus registered to Brian Laundrie? I do not know that. But also, was a firearm registered to Gabby Petito, which leans on my next theory that Gabby's father or stepfather had taught her how to own a firearm and conceal a firearm. I know
Interesting.
for a fact. I know for a fact that if I taught my daughter to how to wield or not wield a firearm, let me rephrase that, please. If I taught my daughter how to possess a firearm and control the firearm, that I would tell her to never put it to your face, since there's a picture of Gabby holding a firearm, what looks like a firearm, to her face. So, or not to her face, but up like she's blowing smoke out of the barrel, which is a no-no. As far as the credit card, so from what I understand, there were 2 different credit card transactions, and there were only 2 purchases, which equaled $1,000. So I understand how it works with a company as far as using like a gas card. So let's just say you're only authorized $300 for that card, and you pull out 500, or let's say $301. That is an unauthorized use at that point, because you're only authorized for $300. But if you pull out that $1 more, you are unauthorized, not allowed. That is above your allowance.
Right.
So
Oh wow.
my other theory is that there's a lot of videos going around where the door opens up on the back as the second van life person pulls up and they're videotaping, and they're saying, oh, well, the door closed. My other theory is that Brian had done left, and this is when he's hitchhiking and gone away from Grand Teton. Okay, Gabby's upset. She's emotionally filled. Okay, because she can't be alone. She's freaking out. Her channel's not doing very well. It's never lifted off the ground. It's kind of lifted off the ground, but it's not taken off yet like she would like it. She said that she fought OCD and a little bit of anxiety, so she's alone and nothing's in its place right now.
And she
So,
mentioned she was afraid to drive the van on her own too. So I mean, she's kind of stuck.
man, I hate to hear that. I didn't. So,
You,
ooh, I didn't know that. So that adds into it.
yeah.
So let's just say that was Gabby in the back of the van that opened the door, right? Saying, well, it's over. The love of my life has just left me. My fiance has just left me. Cut it off. He's gone for good. Let's just say that pistol that her stepfather had given her, she had located in the van where Brian could never find it, in a pocket somewhere.
Oh man.
She grabs it, goes to step out of the car, or the back of the vehicle. She sees a vehicle approaching. She jumps back in, she throws I wouldn't say throws. She lays the firearm down to the ground, because there's people saying that the firearm was on the ground next to the flip-flops. So firearm's on the ground. She jumps back in real quick, acts like nothing, ever happened. The truck drives by, nothing's going on. She gets back out. She walks to the destination, and then that's where the scene is. And Brian comes back after receiving the ride back from the Christian lady to find that Gabby's not at the vehicle. He searches for her, finds her. The firearm's laying next to her. Let's just say that the firearm was his and it was registered to him. And this happened with his firearm. He picks the firearm up. He don't know what to do. He runs back to the van, jumps in it, calls his parents on the way, says, this is what happened. Because we don't actually have the phone calls or anything like that.
Exactly.
So he could have called on the way back and said, or he could have called when he found her. We don't know. If this is a possibility that he said, Mom, Dad, I need help. I was the last person seen with Gabby. They're going to say it was me. She, committed suicide with my firearm that she should not have had. I should have taken it with me, so on and so forth. Boom. So at that point in time, at the scene, they should at least have Brian's footsteps on rocks or something if he was there. So are they withholding the fact that they have the footsteps and they just cannot match the footsteps with the bottom of his shoe?
I'm still here, Bobby. I'm still here,
That's
Bobby.
what they're trying to find? I mean, like I said, I hate to say it, dude. I hate to say it, but if there's and homicide can be dropped to assistant suicide, and at that point, if they deem it assistant suicide, they can either go with that or they can say it was actually suicide. But you have to have a weapon. So why do you think they were searching the swamps? They were looking for a firearm. And the reason they were searching for a firearm is because the car was there. Why would the car be there? Well, because we're about to dump something.
Yeah, that definitely is a that's a really good perspective there. Um, let's see. I'm just looking through the chat really quick. Bobby says another big unknown question is when are the Laundries going to cut front their front yard grass?
I'll be right back.
No worries. CS Jigsaw says maybe it's Gabby running after Brian or after him in the open field. Um, okay, let's see. Where did? Oh yeah. Okay. Guys, take my wrench away. You sure you don't want the wrench, Bobby?
Oh, geez, Jameson, you should join in on the conversation.
Let's see. Jigsaw says they found footsteps. Pictures from the first responder search crew were sent to Natasha Cooper. You should check her channel. She has images of the footsteps. Let's see. Disagree with this theory. Everything points to the premise that a firearm was not involved. Let's see. I feel bad about taking the wrench though, Bobby. Like,
take it. And Jameson has been along for the ride here, and I'm asking Jameson, where's the proof of otherwise? Nothing against you, Jameson. I love you, brother, but there's a lot of things pointing. You know, a lot of people said, "Oh no, he killed her," and then there was a video saying, "Oh well, we can see somebody running through the brush." Well, you can't clearly define if it was Brian Laundrie or not. We also know somewhat of the facts of the case that there's at least 22 markings at the scene. At least one was covered up as a bullet hole fragment, which you do not cover a bullet hole fragment in any type of environment with paint. You don't do it. I don't see from the traffic stop where Brian is so adamant and forcefully physically agitated with Gabby because she has one marking on her, and she even said he grabbed my jaw to calm me down because I was freaking out, and his nail must have cut my cheek. So he was not trying to do harm, but he was trying to just chill her the fuck out. Or excuse my language, I'm sorry.
no, it's all good.
While Gabby's literally beating this man while he's driving.
Yeah. So Jake.
Well, the reason why you would have an early call of manner of death is because, like I stated earlier, you walk up on a scene, you see somebody that you would say, okay, how about this? Let me ask. I'm going to set it in stone here. Let's just say this, Jameson. You walk up on a scene. Okay, there's a body there with a gunshot wound, but no gun. Would you rule that a homicide? I would think you would. That obviously, if there's no weapon of manner right there at that point in time, and there's a bullet or a bullet wound in an entrance and an exit, that you would rule that a homicide at that point. Does that mean that I was assisted homicide and that the assistant happened to take the gun? Or
Did the person leave? The suicide happened, and they came back and found the person and picked the firearm up because it happened to be their firearm. Now, not saying that that's evidence moved from a scene of a crime, and Brian Laundrie should be charged of that if that did happen at that point.
Definitely good thoughts, and it's totally okay to disagree here because we can all agree to disagree.
Oh, of course, of course,
And that's
of
the
course.
awesome thing. That's the way we try to keep it. We got RM. How's it going, RM? What do you think about the theory the police will have to quit soon because he's still officially only wanted for credit card fraud?
I think that they were wrong at that point in time. The police stated to Gabby and to Brian that it doesn't matter if it was male or female or if it was different in situation, that the male would have gone to jail. So why did Gabby not go to jail, or Gabrielle not go to jail? That's my thought. Because I mean, the police blatantly said it. He said, "Look, we're not going to treat this case in any other fashion than we would any other case, whether it be male on female or female on male." And then they let her go. Like 85% plus in any domestic violence call, the male's going to jail. Unless there's literally so much physical impairment to that person that the victim of that would literally have. So let's say the male was beaten severely, okay, and there's blood just gushing out of him. This didn't happen in the case, but let's just say there's blood severely gushing out of him. If paramedics deemed that it was unharmful and the victim also said, "It don't hurt, I'm okay," nothing will happen at that point, which is what happened. There wasn't blood dripping from Brian's face, but yet it was physical altercation to his face, that there were cuts and there had been blood at some point. For the police officers to even notice it, they also noticed that there were handprints around his neck and also to the left side of his face as well. And most everybody sees the cut on his right cheek, and they're just like, "Oh, well, that's just, cut that could happen anywhere." But the police are pointing out actual physical marks on his neck. So that's my question of, if they're looking at Brian that close, they're going to look at Gabby that close. And if they're looking at Gabby that close and they're not seeing anything, and Gabby's saying, "Well, the only scratch I have is here on my cheek where he grabbed my chin and asked me to chill out, and told me to chill out. This is all I have," but yet he's battered and bruised, right? Why didn't they take her to jail? They already said that she was the primary aggressor.
Right.
And if she would have went to jail, this may have changed the whole. I mean, not saying it doesn't take away from what's going on now, because it don't. But that may have changed the scenery of what we're looking at now. Because now we're all painting Brian, or a lot of people are painting Brian as guilty before innocent, which is crazy in my mind, because, I mean, the last time we see Brian, he was all cut up and bruised up from Gabby.
That is true. I mean, wow, we got people on all sides of this right
Is your Skype is your mic unmuted on Skype, hun? I got you echoing again.
No.
Oh, weird.
No. How about now?
There it is. Okay. So Jameson's saying the speedy trial clause, that if they charged him immediately, there's so much time that they would have to. He says the clock starts ticking as soon as they charge. If her face was bleeding like his, the cops would have locked Brian up quick.
And that's what I've been saying the whole time. Let her have some of the bruising on her neck and her face that Brian had, and see who goes to jail first. They wouldn't even ask him anything. They would literally put him into handcuffs and then ask him what was going on.
So CS Jigsaw says check the tape again. He didn't have the cuts on the face. Then after, you can see the cuts.
But Gabby didn't have, on some of the views, Gabby didn't have any tattoos either.
No,
It
she
could have
did.
been just it could have
I
just been the
watched.
resolution.
I watched it because I was seeing a video that had talked about it. This lady was like, "Where's her tattoos?" And I'm like, "Wait a minute! Don't make me second guess this." So I went back through the tape and found every instance of where I found her tattoos. And with Brian's instance, you're not going to see if the sunlight's shining onto a cut, the camera is not perfect. Like I wouldn't even say perfect. The camera is not going to be able to receive the amount of information our eyes can see. Right? The camera is just going to give a one way out and a one way in. That's all it's going to give. So you're not going to be able to see the reflections or a welt up on the eye very well. You're going to be able to see if it's bruised, if it's black or blue, or if there's some red shining through it, or if there's a gouge or anything like that. The camera's not going to be able to pick up on the subtle hints. So with the people saying that Brian didn't have the marks that he had at first, well, the crazy thing is there are police officers around him the whole time. So when's he going to do it? Because he's on body cam the whole time, from the time he's in the car to the time he's out. So when did he do it?
Yeah.
Actually, there was actually about a minute and some where he didn't, where he was by himself completely before the other cops arrived.
Yep. I'll say another thing too. When the first officer arrives up on the scene and he walks to the passenger side of the vehicle, both Brian Laundrie and Gabrielle Petito are sitting in the vehicle, and she rolls the window down. Okay. They're both listening to commands from the officer. They're both attentive.
Hmm.
Brian is like leaning a little bit further over Gabby so he can see the officer's eyes. He can make face contact. And the officer says, "Well, Miss Petito, I would like you to step out of the vehicle." And Brian nods, looks at Gabby and is like nodding like, "Yeah, babe, go ahead. You're okay." And that's what kind of threw me off at that point. And I'm like, why would he do that if he's so guilty of just beating her while they're driving down the road? Why would he want her to step out of the vehicle so officer can witness all the bruising and scarring that he just put on her? Why? He wouldn't.
Yeah, that makes sense. Uh-oh. Just one second. I have one of mine playing something on a phone, and I don't want that to get picked up here on YouTube and copyright claims and all that. Okay.
Jameson says, "Of course not," but it pretty much rules out first degree murder.
Yeah, and RM said, here's the thing. The fact that Gabby cut his face doesn't mean he didn't kill her, or that it was justified. Yeah, I'm
No.
curious. I'm curious to see what's going to be stated tomorrow at that press conference.
Me
You know,
too.
that's going to give some other answers. I mean, it just
Oh,
What's the odds that the autopsy examiner or the coroner comes forward and says we have conflicting evidence?
that that could be. I mean, that's always a possibility right there.
they could
I mean,
You
that
know
also
what
say
that
that he murdered her.
yeah,
he
yeah,
can
it's
he can.
yeah. Just
But
one
I
second.
keep looking at that such a high profile case at the moment, and I was on with a few ladies a couple hours ago, and they were talking about why other people are not being shown, and I thought it was wild what she was bringing forth, and I'm like, it is crazy. It's only what the media wants to show at the moment, and not saying that Petito's case is not high ranked, but it is. So if it's as high ranked that it is, right, and we have all the resources on top of it, then why has he not been named as a suspect at this point? You don't need the coroner to come out to the news to provide the fact that he's a suspect. You don't need that unless they're leaving us behind times. Well, We found that Brian Laundrie's a suspect. Well, the question is, well, then how far ahead did you already know this? And you're just now telling us.
Oh, that's interesting. Jefferson says press conference is positive for the prosecution. Press release is positive for the suspect, in his opinion.
Interesting.
I
Yeah,
believe that.
I'm really interested to see what happens tomorrow.
Yep.
That I
But
think
like I
will
say, if they come back with we have
conflicting results.
yeah, we have different results here, conflicting results. Then where is it a cold case at that point?
Right.
I really hope it doesn't go cold.
I hope it don't either.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
It
just
would be.
like Gabby's telling her story right now, Brian's story should be told as well. That's the way I look at it.
But if Brian wanted his story told, he shouldn't have ran.
Maybe he's telling his lawyer for his lawyer to tell. And the crazy thing is, let me ask you this. Let me just ask you this. Okay, two people are in love, and then the female ends up winding up dead, and the male loved her so much, and he found her dead and doesn't know how to act with himself. Okay, everybody instantly there already thinks he's guilty. So no matter what he says within the rest of his life, everyone will always think he killed her. But there's no proof at the moment with all the crime scene investigation, with FBI, with local PD, none of that proves that he did it. But people still want his head hung.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, seeing all the protesters and the way that they've essentially terrorized that neighborhood. You know.
Already. And they have no proof
Right.
that he did
Right.
it.
Right. RM says we seriously need a murder method that will slow down a lot of the speculation. That's for sure. That's for sure. That is for darn sure. Jameson said, I
I don't want
strongly
no
agree
more
with.
gruesome. I don't want no more gruesome details. That Jelani Day details was
Oh
enough.
my gosh, that was terrible. Now, Unheard, do you run a channel too? I haven't been able to access through the chat comments out on the web here, but do you run a true crime channel as well?
I do not. I'm
You
independent.
should.
I look things down and I jot information when I have it. So I just been trying to go over my research. Like I said, I try and hop on to anybody else that'll listen to what I have to say. I have, like I said, I got the notes, so on and so forth, and I'm willing to go on to the detail aspect of it. There's a lot of people that jump, skip, and throw a little bit of rock here and there.
Hmm.
And I'm like, look, there's and that's been my main problem is a lot of people they point out to, well, CNN said this or this outlet said that. I'm not saying CNN, let me retract that. This outlet said this outlet said that, and it's not making sense, and that's what they're running on right now. But the fact of it is most of the most of the key instances are overlooked details that are so blatantly obvious that people just miss.
Yep.
Like I literally tried to debunk the closing door theory of the back of the vehicle from the secondary van life car. Because is it possible that from that distance that the camera that they were using could not render in a tiny ladder which made it a big black object and made it look like a door was open? So could the door have been closed the whole time, but the camera reference and rendering in the ladder made it a big black object? I don't know. I don't know that. I don't know what type of photography they were using within that drive. I don't know anything of that. But what I'm
Right.
saying is I'm literally trying to I'm trying to count the hairs on the banana right now.
No, it's definitely a strong perspective there, and definitely appreciate you sharing it out here. I mean, it's like that's the thing is the sad thing is that I mean we can have our opinions on things, and it's okay to have those opinions, but it's not okay when the environment is so full of tension that you can't discuss those opinions without you know things being taken to heart, and it causes all the fighting and stuff. I mean, it's really, and that's the thing, is that we should be able to discuss those things. I mean, shoot, now some of the news outlets are talking about the bunker theory. I mean, it's like,
Yeah, I mean, they're looking too far into it. I mean, the last thing, if Brian Laundrie did commit this crime, right? The last thing he's gonna want to do is be in the same place that's being covered 24/7.
right, right.
I mean, that doesn't make sense at all. I mean,
Well, and the dogs would have, or should have come
they
up
would
with
have
a scent, I
alerted.
would think.
They would have alerted.
Did they have the dogs at the parents' house?
I would assume so. I don't know for sure, but I would assume so.
Nobody really said that they did.
Yeah, I
No,
don't. I
they
mean,
did not.
I know that dog was there, but
Well, yeah, dog was there, but I don't know if they had any search dogs like that there, because they were there to get. They had search warrants,
DNA
but
evidence and stuff like that.
they
Well,
might
here
not
was
have had a
another thing
dog.
I heard the other night too. Were they there to get DNA substance, and which they may have, but it's not what they took out, but was it possibly what they took in? So
Yeah, they brought something in
could
that
they
last
have
time.
bugged the house?
I'm thinking they did. I already thought that a while ago.
Hmm. That's a possibility, and I'm sure the parents probably know that they're probably being listened to. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
saying? I
yeah.
mean,
Well, they'd have to know how many
I,
times have the FBI been there.
also another little thing, snippet that I was I heard was, and this is from another channel, but it kind of goes into they're checking on the parents really heavy. Is that the fact when they got Brian Laundrie's father out to the reserve to look for him,
Hmm.
that while Brian's father was going through the reserve, they were bugging his truck.
Oh,
Mm. I thought that too, or DNA from the or maybe fingerprints or something.
Maybe
Hard to say.
something. Well, the
Something off
bad
of
thing
the.
is, here's the bad thing. Here's the bad thing. Let's just say that Brian and Gabrielle left on their trip, and she just happened to walk by his dad's truck and streaked her fingers on it on accident or something. Even though that were there, who's to say he hadn't washed his truck since then? And they come back and they say, "Oh, well, her fingerprints are right here." It looks like a struggle. I mean, you don't know that. And
Okay,
it's just like I said, that's huge speculation. But
Jigsaw. I do want to say I do agree with what you're saying, but he does have them because there is no way. Because even with the second body cam, when did he have time to scratch himself? Because that cop watched him
right
get
on
out of
top
the
of them.
vehicle, and he walked around, and then there was another cop there on the other side of the thing. Because the first thing Brian said is that he wasn't going to explain himself or something.
yeah. He said I'm not going to defend myself. I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no way I'm going to defend myself here.
Yep, yep, yep.
So, and another thing is I don't know if you noticed, but a lot of people started coming out and and I don't really like this. I do not really like it, but I'm just trying to use this as an instance of how people were trying to steer this case here. Is that people were coming out and saying, well, you can already see that there was so much male dominance there and no woman was there. That's why Gabby was so scared. But the crazy thing is that the park ranger was a
Female.
female officer and
Yep.
she was there talking to Gabby more than the male officers.
The question is
So
why wasn't that body cam footage released? There were some outlets
I
it's
that were
want
it's
trying
that
to get
one.
it.
withheld. It's withheld. Why? Why?
Right?
I've been waiting on that for like days, bro. I'm wanting to see
Or
it
even
so bad.
the other cop that was there, the other park ranger guy that was there.
Yep. Well,
This
the
hasn't
other
been
park
released.
ranger, he was sitting there for a little bit. And he talked to Brian off camera from the first and second. So I think, and my theory was there's different police precincts there, and their scheduling's different on releasing body cam footage. I don't know. Possibly yes. I don't know. But first and second got released quite quickly.
Mhm.
So that's all we have to go off right now.
Yeah.
And I mean, even the second body cam guy, which was actually this, I would say the ranking officer over the stop, even went through the law and said, "Look, I'm not seeing anything here. I mean, he's not complaining. I mean, we physically see it. We should take her to jail, but he's not complaining. So what should we do? Well, we can call so and so. I can't remember the name of the place,
Something Haven. I can't remember.
Sky Haven or something like that.
Mhm.
But we'll call them and see if they'll take him in. And people are complaining about that. It's like, wait a minute. So you're going to complain that the police are claiming that this victim is a victim at the scene of the crime. And you're going to complain they're going to try and escort him out of the situation. But yet, if the tides were turned, you're going to say you don't want that as well? I'm curious, because an aggressor is an aggressor and a victim is a victim.
That is very true. Mm-hmm.
So, and I mean, the police officers clearly state, they're like, look, as far as we see it, you're the primary aggressor. They looked her dead in the face and said that. You know, do I hate that they came to that outcome? Yeah, but I mean, the evidence shown. I mean, facts are facts.
Yeah, it's
I looked into that jigsaw. I tried to see if that was true too, and I did tell Bob that it does appear like it looks like he doesn't have scratches. But come on now, he really, in all realism, like I said, even the second body cam, it looked like he didn't have any scratches either, and there would have been absolutely no time at all for him to have cut himself where a cop wouldn't have seen him.
Well, not only that, but I mean, if you make a fresh wound cut, you're going to have blood trickling from it.
Well, yeah, probably as deep as the ones he had on his face. Yeah,
I would think so. I mean, any type of ligature that you have to your body at a certain given time, if you at least make it, it's either going to be, I would say, if you were to take your nail right now, run it across your arm, like pretty hard, okay? It's not going to cut you. What did he use to cut it? Did the officers not see the method of operation at that point? You know, I mean, they would have to see. They would say, "Oh, weapon." I mean, it made
good night,
a
Bobby.
ligature.
You rest well, Bobby. Thanks for being out here.
Night, Bob Brown.
So I'll probably if I get my ass up, because today I actually slept in.
You might be
I'll
able to stream
probably
that, simulcast
live
it out
stream it.
here. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because everybody wants to know what they're going to say, and the fact that they said that they have results and they just didn't release a paper copy or
Yep.
something kind of makes me think that it's something pretty big.
Well, the thing that ran me back to this is because when it first happened and the autopsy was not even out yet, like they had just found her, right?
Mhm.
And the coroner was there researching, so on and so forth. There's information coming in that, well, the coroners, this is how they go about processing gunshot wounds and how they determine this and that. And they're going into very detailed length on gunshot wounds. And then they step down to this little tiny paragraph about knife wounds and ligatures and, you know, strangulation and stuff. And I'm like, so why would they spend this much time on how they process gunshot wounds versus strangulation? Why? And it didn't make sense.
It'd be interesting to see if there's a gun involved in it. But then again, too, they might not even release her cause of death or how she was killed.
They may not. Like I said, you know, it could be a conflict of conflicting evidence. You know, they could say, "Oh, it was." I mean, we don't know the toxicology. Honestly, from my perspective, toxicology is not even in the realm of this state at the moment, unless they release something saying she was doing this, this, and this, and this is the result. You know,
one thing that I was upset about, and I kind of had to think about was, and I don't know if Jameson is still here, so he can weigh in on it, but was the fact that when they first found her body, they said they found a body.
Yep.
But
Then it
then
went to
they
remains.
changed it to remains.
Well,
You know why, right?
check out Jigsaw's comments out there though. Coroner had to go back to the crime scene twice, meaning part of the body was missing. Coroner only focused
Yep.
on body and body parts, not crime
W-
scene.
We were not trying to get into gruesome details, but I'll put it to you this way: there were two specific points at that scene that they were looking at.
Yeah.
Not trying to get into detail.
No. Yeah, I'm reading Jigsaw's comments out there too, and
I mean, the reality of it is that she died, and we know
yeah,
she probably
Yes.
didn't die of a pleasant means,
Nope.
exactly,
whether it was by her own hands or someone else's.
Correct. And,
exactly.
and another thing that's crazy is, and I've been thinking about this, and I don't know why this is bothering me the way that it is, but does anybody know other than the stepfather identifying her?
I don't know because he was the one that put the cross up
That
there.
bothers me. That bothers me. Is because I'm not saying he has any involvement. I'm not saying that. What I'm
Right.
saying is they stumbled upon a body. There's a lot been going on in Utah and Wyoming at this time. They stumble upon this body. It's been decomposed. It's been sitting out in the sun for a long time. Nature has taken its course, and then the stepfather walks up and says, "Yes, this is her." Who else identified?
Yeah, I don't know if that's been
Well, the
specifically
DNA
mentioned.
obviously did.
Yeah, the DNA did.
Okay.
Yeah, that's true.
Because I
I didn't
think they
even.
did do DNA to say that it was
Yeah,
indeed her.
yeah, because
Okay.
when it came out, they said that the DNA did 100% confirm that it was her.
What they
But
did
Roger
say
that.
is they did say that it was he identified her by a sweatshirt that she was known to love and have,
A clipping
and
of
I
it.
think it was something else too, something identifiable on her or something. I could only imagine, perhaps maybe it was a
Which
tattoo.
is crazy to identify somebody from a clipping of a fabric. How can you identify somebody by that?
You know what's
right.
sad? What if the reason why that's the only way they could identify was because her body was so badly messed up, but it's not
I
because,
don't think
but
so.
listen, but not because of the
You're giving
animals,
me chills. You're
but
giving me chills.
but listen, but not because of the animals, but because of her killer.
No. Oh man, there'd be so much more.
It's
There'd be
terrible.
so much more um, evidence at the scene that they would have been able to point straight to who did it at that point. There would have been markings or a an eighth of a footstep or something, like something, if it was that bad.
Yeah,
I
it's.
I ooh, I don't want to go down that road. Don't
I
lead
would
me down
hope.
that road.
I would hope not.
But say it was that guy that left the mental institution in Utah or something. Maybe he made his way.
Well, they
I'm sorry.
caught him. They caught him a little earlier than that. That's why they. That's why it's being leaned towards to John Colt. That was the reason why they were leaning towards. He was the one with the two
All the other two
women.
girls.
I think
Yeah,
an
Crystal
hour away from where he.
Kylan and Crystal. Yeah,
Mm.
they were around the Moab, Utah area because they. I think that was it Kylan that worked at the Moonflower. But
Yeah.
one of them worked at the Moonflower. But yeah, I mean
You.
that would make sense when they say that there was like a weirdo, and a. I
Yeah.
mean,
Here's
But
another crazy thing.
there
Here's a
was,
crazy thing. I didn't hear none of this from nobody in the United States about John Colt until I was having this conversation with this person in Australia, and he's like, "Oh, you don't know about John Colt?" And I'm like, "Who's John Colt?"
well, and
And he's
then you
like,
have
"Bro, right here." And this was like 4 days ago, 5 days ago. And I'm like, "What?"
and then you have that guy Timothy Boone
yeah, him.
who
Mhm.
who
Yep.
um who was off of his medication. He had bipolar, and he just went walking and kept going. And I mean, he went. I think it was August 5th when he just up and walked off, and he was in that same area too. And they had stated that not to approach him, that he could be dangerous. Um, he's been off of his medication. He suffers from bipolar, and he was the one who started those 13 fires out here in California. I think it was in
What?
2018. Yeah, and there's no media coverage about him, and as far as I'm aware, he still has not been found.
So why are these people not being covered? That's my
I don't
question.
know. That's a
See,
really good question. I was wondering that too.
I said
and
we should do a story on that guy.
Yeah, but there's really nothing out there other than like it wasn't even a news outlet that covered it. It was oh crap, what was the site? Something mommy blog. Um
let me explain why he's not being covered. He's not being covered because he was not pulled over by police, and there was not body cam footage being shown of his demeanor days before he was caught. That's what it is. It's it's
yeah.
it's it's the media. I mean, you really, let's just say this, and I hate to say this the way I do, but do you really think the Petito case would have took off the way it did if there would not have been an interaction with police and had all this footage of body camera, and then she winds up missing and then
I
being
don't
found?
But
I
the
don't
thing was
Where do
with
you
that
see
too.
it in the other case?
But look at
yeah.
the whole thing with that George Floyd too, when the
Yeah,
body
but
cam
look at
footage
look at how much footage was
came
there.
up.
That's what I'm saying though.
Yep,
Yeah,
There
yep.
was a lot
You're
of
right.
footage. If you
You're
don't
right.
see the footage, it's not covered.
Yep, that makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense.
and I think money plays a part in it too. I think if you
And
have money,
I really don't like the George Floyd case. Just, I'm gonna be open about that.
well, no,
There's,
that was the only other
there's too
time,
much on it.
honestly, that
There's too much on it.
the only thing that I really knew about it was just the stuff I'd seen from the body cam. So that was after all this stuff. But
But at a distance, let's just say this: have you ever heard, Bob?
Hmm.
Have you ever heard the I don't know how you say this. It looks good from 30 feet. Like
I've
let's
I've
just
heard
say a paint job on a car. It looks good from 30 feet, but you get up close and it starts breaking down, and you start seeing all this
the
crazy stuff
details.
going on with it. Yep, the imperfections.
Yeah,
That's
I've
the
heard that
same
statement
thing with the
before.
George Floyd case. It's the same thing. And I watched that trial day in and day out. I listened to it while I worked, and I did not miss a minute of that case. And there was a lot of conflicting stuff that they charged that man on.
Hmm.
That was his. I'm not trying to go deep into it, but basically the way his knee was postured in the middle of the back of his shoulder blades, there was no way that his shin could have suffocated that man through a carotid artery. No way.
Hmm.
No way. There's no way. I mean, they even showed it that he was not even pressing on his neck at that point.
Yeah, see, unfortunately for me, I can't do the visuals. It's like, and that's the hard part for some of those things. It's like, you know, pictures and video footage and stuff like that. Let's say like I was, for instance, if I was out there with somebody and I was there in Wyoming and I was going through and trying to edit footage, I wouldn't have seen those things. Like for me, it just, and that's the hard thing. Like I can only go by what's reported on the media or what I hear through audio and things like that. Which that makes it that kind of takes a huge factor out of things. You know.
Well, see, you and Lori have the best of both worlds at the moment.
Yep. Yep.
You
That's.
hear specific things, and she sees specific things. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? And y'all collaborate and make a good thing here, and it's amazing. And
Well,
that's why I keep coming back, man. I mean,
definitely
y'all have
appreciate
a
that.
great attitude together.
Definitely appreciate that.
hmm thank you. It's hard. It's a hard thing, you know. Just a long distance relationship alone is hard, and
Yeah, it is. It is. But
I think
Y'all
that
make it work.
I think Bob and I would both be lying if we sat there and said we weren't struggling, you know, with
it's the
things.
truth. It's the truth.
Everybody struggles, baby.
That could be a different topic for a different show though to talk open. I mean, the distance thing. I mean, it does. It's difficult and
I can't do it.
it's going on a year, and I mean, and with this job, I mean that makes some big changes and things, and I'm just I'm just looking forward to being able to go up there in December so that both of us can see like, hey, we're here, we're real, we're not just like faces on a screen or
Yep.
but it has its own struggles, especially if you're familiar with the love languages. I'm physical touch and quality time, and you know, and
Wasn't I
Lori,
similar?
Yeah, you are. Your top two were physical touch, quality of time, and then it was words of affirmation.
Yeah, and then I
Pretty
had,
sure that's
I
what it
think,
was.
presents
Then
or
acts of
something.
service and a little bit on gifts. Yep.
May I
I
bring
did
it?
have that one.
I hate to cut it because y'all love birds can fly another time, but
You're
I,
good. You're
I
good.
I just wanted to bring up Jigsaw's comment because I said this earlier today and it's crazy he's on point with what I'm saying is because I referenced if Brian is found and brought to court, okay, this is going to be the same thing that happened with George Floyd. Okay, everybody already says he's guilty, right?
Yep.
So let's just say he's in court. What are the protesters, the politicians, everybody going to do outside of that court? He's guilty. If he's not guilty, we'll burn it down.
I mean, that's
Or
what they're doing at Laundrie's house.
we will keep pushing until we get the verdict we want. So let me ask you a question: is it innocent until proven guilty, or is it guilty until proven innocent?
Quarter.
I'm curious because in the United States that I grew up in, it was innocent until proven
Yep.
guilty.
Unfortunately, the court of the public, it flip flops,
And that's the
depending on the
problem with social
circumstances.
media.
Yep, I can totally agree with that. Totally agree with that.
And
Um,
that's why I said earlier when I get on some streams and some people are going off on, oh no, Brian killed her. I'm like, and I type in chat, what proof do you have that he killed her? And I get moderated out. I have to
it's like
wait
bye
five
bye.
minutes for one reply.
Well, the
5 minutes.
sad thing is that some of them be like, "Oh, you're trolling, bye bye." It's
Yep,
like no, but that's the thing. It's like, and we want to keep it that way here, where people can express their
yep,
thoughts on things without being treated like crap. I mean, there have been people
exactly.
out here now when
Well,
it starts.
it's no different than Michelle After Dark's video about Summer Wells.
Yeah.
It was a theory, she did it on somebody's theory that was completely different from what anybody else had really said. So,
Hmm.
I mean, people want things to fit their way of thinking.
Well,
Just
it's not my way of thinking. It's just the way that everything transpired. It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense that they claim that Brian went to the swamp. It doesn't make sense because everything that he ever showed with Gabrielle was in a dry climate. It doesn't make sense why he would go out on a leisure to hide from police and federal investigators in a swamp because he has no understanding of how to build a, let's just say he could build a rock guide around a fire to hide the fire. He still can't do that in a swamp.
True. Too much
You know what
moisture.
I'm saying? He doesn't understand how the workings of a swamp. You know, he only understands a dry humid climate. Hence all the videos and photography you see is California, Utah, Wyoming, Arizona. You know what I'm saying? Like it's all high and dry
well,
is
yeah,
what I
he
would
did
call it.
barefoot hike and stuff. You can't do that in the wetlands.
No, no.
Right.
Look, I live around the wetlands, and you are you. Excuse my French, but you're an idiot if you think that you're going to walk through a swamp barefoot.
Yeah.
Not only that, but what's hidden up under the water that you're walking through? Little
Yeah.
shards of
Snakes.
stumps. Well,
Yeah.
not that. Little shards of stumps that could hinder you from walking.
Very
Mhm.
true.
I mean, there's all kind of stuff, brother, and it's going to be hard to set aflame a plant or a tree limb that's been submerged in water for a length of time. It's not
Yep.
going to happen.
You're right.
So you know what? He's not been in a wet climate at all, at all. He may have dropped a car off at a wet climate, but he left to a dry climate.
So do you have any thoughts or opinion? And you may have said it in the chat, but I'm just um trying to remember. But do you think that he's in the Appalachians? Any speculation on that?
No,
No.
nope. Don't think he is. I think he's closer to home. I think he's like I said, Mississippi, Louisiana.
Oh yeah, yeah, right. You did mention that earlier. Hmm.
Yep, I think he's Mississippi, Louisiana,
Just somewhere
South
secluded,
Carolina.
probably.
Well, I'm thinking cabin,
Yeah.
off grid cabin location.
Well,
You
see,
don't want to
that's.
go somewhere where you're known to be,
Hmm.
but
Exactly.
maybe
Okay.
your parents. I mean, Hell, right now they're saying that the Laundries own property in Florida and own a business in New York. So, I mean, they got that stretch that they have to cover across the East Coast. So,
That's true.
they're going to try and cover that. But if you're in a wooded land, I'm going to tell you right now, there's a set of 40 acres that my family just bought that nobody's going to find in my area. They don't even know. They don't even know that my family owns it.
Wow.
So, and it's local. I mean, you can buy a cabin, and that was my thing. What properties do the Laundries own? That was my big thing, and I wish the public could just look up that, just search in a name and say who owns this property. What
But
type
don't you
of
think that
properties
the
do you
FBI
own?
would have done that already?
They probably have, but the Laundries could have paid for property in cash at some point. I mean, they own a big business, a decent
True.
growing business. They
True.
could have paid it in cash and just had it transferred over. And it's harder to find a title on paper than it is through. I mean,
Yep.
they could have bought that. They could have bought that land 20 years ago. Think about technology. How much it's grown in 20 years. They could have that title process back then and said, "Oh well, we always got this cabin we can go to if we need to bug out."
Very good point.
Sure.
And that leans back towards the burner phone theory, is the fact that if he's at this location, he could be able to call his lawyer and give his deposition to his lawyer, and his lawyer could be defending him at that point in time through phone communication.
Yep.
True.
I'm going to put it to you this way. He's not being found for a reason. If he was guilty, he would have already been caught. If he was guilty, he would have already been caught because he would have made fucking huge mistakes. Excuse my language. He would have
You're
already
good.
made huge. He would have already made huge mistakes. Because
he
if he
didn't
was
need
guilty, he's already thinking he's on his own. He's thinking his lawyer ain't doing nothing for him. My theory is the lawyer said, "Go there, bunker down." Okay, I'm gonna say the parents probably gave him a little bit of money. He said, "Hey, look, I need to forward a little bit. $1,200 or $600. I need you to forward me or front me or whatever you want to call it. I got some stuff going on, so on and so forth." And that may be why the Laundrie's saying, "Hey, look, we don't really know what's going on. He just kind of bugged out." Or the lawyers could have said, "Hey, look, we're trying to show your son's innocence." Because I'm gonna tell you right now, if let's just say this, you walk up to your parents and you just tell your parents you committed first degree murder on somebody, right? You think if your parents have worked their whole entire life to build a company up and to have everything that they have, that they're going to cover you, that they're going to stick their neck out to say, "Okay, son, I got you. I'm going down with you." No, they're not going to do it. They're literally not going to give away everything they worked for to cover somebody that's an adult. Because you made your own choice at that point.
Can definitely see your point on that. Yep.
I'll put it to you this way. My father's a business owner, and he ain't going to do it for me. I promise you. If I was to do something stupid enough to where I came to him and said, "Hey, look, this happened." That's all fictional, bro. Ain't nobody going to say, "Oh, no, we're ride or die. I got you to the end." No, that shit ain't happening. The first thing that's going to happen is you're going to say, "Well, you better figure it out." And what's Brian going to do at that point? He's not going to know what to do.
Right, because he's 23. He's
He's a grown man. My thought process. I mean, I really don't think the Laundries really have helped him. I don't. I think they seen him for a little bit, and he said "Kumbaya," and he took off. And I think he's been in cahoots with his lawyer the whole time.
I mean, that's all a very good possibility.
It
It's going to
is.
be interesting to see tomorrow.
Mom, I
what the
need a
hell they-
phone. I lost mine.
Right. Definitely appreciate
I
you
just
sharing
don't
all of
see it.
that.
Yeah, man. I just don't see it. I don't see. There's no proof that Brian did it.
No, otherwise he would have been named already.
There's too many people saying that he did it without any proof for having no proof to say he did it.
No, I I totally agree. I mean, there are some who are very adamant about it. I mean, all the protesters, for instance, and everything. But I mean, he was only named a person of interest. He's still, as far as the homicide and everything, he's a person of interest.
Yes, he is. He's not a suspect at all.
Nope, nope, nope.
And that was like the woman I see down here. Jigsaw said every state has their own laws. It's funny you say that because there was a woman that flew from, I think it was New Jersey or New York, and on the 6 hour stream with my Australian friend, we commented on this because he brought it up, and this woman is standing out in front of the Laundrie's house saying, "We should burn this house down,
Oh yeah,
burn it
Molly
down."
Golightly.
Okay,
Yep.
okay. So here's my thing. In Florida, you threaten to burn someone's house down while there's people possibly inside that's arson. You should go to jail. That's a threat.
Hmm.
Why is she not in jail? Protester or not protester, you said that you're advocating for a home to be burnt down whether there's people in it or not, that you don't own that property.
Right.
That's Florida law. Yeah. You advocate for arson and you're going to jail, buddy. Sorry.
Yeah, nothing really
I
happened
mean,
with that though.
no, it didn't.
Mm-mm.
So that was just off the comment I read off Jigsaw. I mean, that when I seen that, it blew my mind because I was just like, holy cow.
Yeah.
She said she was pissed off because she saw them peeking out the.
It don't matter if she's mad or not. She
Right.
should not advocate for burning someone's house down in front of their front yard.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. I mean, the stuff with the protests went way too far. I mean, the
Mhm.
neighborhood, especially the kids in that neighborhood, they're gonna have to live with that crap for a long time.
So they gotta grow up knowing, oh well, there's Brian Laundrie that lived at that house, and you know how that goes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well,
I mean,
Brian Laundrie's parents are not going to be able to have their life back no more than Cindy and George
Never,
Anthony
never.
have
yeah,
their life back.
yeah,
They will always be watched. They will always be watched.
yep. Well, and it's going to be one of those houses, as the little kids in that neighborhood get older and they're walking by. "Hey, that's the laundry house. Did you hear about
Yep.
big bad Brian?" And like, I mean, when I was a kid, there was a certain house we walked past it. And I remember, I don't know how it came up, but kids I grew up with, yeah, that house, there's skeletons on the stairs and this and
Mm.
that, and it
They
was
got
it was
Yeah.
the
haunted.
it was the
I've
creepy.
heard stuff like that. Yep.
Yep, yep, and it just makes me wonder now as an adult what happened around that house before I came into the world that it developed that reputation.
Yeah. I mean, it could. Think about this. It could have been as simple as somebody being innocent, being accused of doing something completely wrong, and that person never being found. Let's just say that person never being found, but yet the backstory is still there.
Yep,
The
yep.
backstory, and like Lori said earlier, it's just a big game of telephone.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it is. And
It
and
really
it's
is.
sad that it gets that way because you know telephone. Because I played it in school as a kid, and I use it all the time nowadays through my present day. And I'll hear somebody say something. I was like, "Yeah, you must have heard that through the telephone." And they're like, "What are you talking about?" Well, I mean, obviously you heard it from somebody else, right? So that's the telephone conversation there.
Yep.
It trades off like different perspectives along the way to create a narrative, like you're saying.
That's why I get especially so leery of the stuff that comes through Facebook groups. Oh
Huh?
yeah, did you and then they post these screenshots and it's like, yeah, but
Hmm.
people can go into a program like Inkscape or GIMP or something like that that's totally free and make those photos
Yep,
look very realistic.
they can. I actually said that to my other half the other night. I said, I cannot believe this. And she's like, what? I was like, I just seen this video. And then I turned right around and searched that same video and seen a different video of that video that was totally different.
Yeah, it's
I was like, I don't understand it. Like
yep.
and like I said, that rolls back into the social media, the technology, the imagery that we've been given and stuff like that. People make false narratives all the time. Um, did I talk to you about the Brian Enton deal?
Mm, which
How
one?
he Okay, Brian Enton covered the first story of Brian Laundrie's sister's interview.
Oh yeah.
So there was a 45 to a minute clip of an interview cast playing Brian Laundrie's sister, and they were cutting the mess out of her interview. And
Yeah,
then
yeah, yeah.
Brian Enton is covering it. And I'm like, no, that's false. That's false. They messed that all up. And then I was like, here's the 9-minute interview of her actual conversation. And it don't even match. But everybody ran off of that interview and said, Brian's sister's covering up for him. It's like, did you not even
Yeah.
listen to the real deal, or did you just go straight to the mainstream and the mainstream said, here's your ice cream, just eat it. It might be laced.
No, you did mention that in the chat back then. I remember that. Mm-hmm.
I mean, think about this. You being an innocent person, not knowing a damn thing, if somebody's lying on you, saying you're lying when you have no clue and you gave your full deposition, but they cut your deposition of 9 minutes down to 45 seconds.
Well, and because of that, they had the protesters
Huh.
at her house too.
Yeah. I mean, her life's at risk at that point too.
Mm-hmm.
She honestly may not have no idea what the hell's going on. And people may be threatening her life over her not even knowing what's going on.
I
Now,
don't
Hun,
think she has
Is
any
that not
idea,
crazy?
really.
didn't you mention, Hun, that there was something stating that they were getting death threats? That Cassie and her family were getting like death threats or
Yeah,
something
that
along
thing I
those.
had read. Yeah, but I don't know. Probably came from Facebook. Or...
Oh, okay,
And
okay.
they should proceed with the full extent of the law at that point. If you're proceeding with death threats, they should proceed with that death threat. They should look into where the IP was, all that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Who sent that, and so on and so forth. They should, and they should prosecute at that point.
Yep. That stuff is just,
Crazy.
yeah, it is. I didn't agree with the way that the protesters were handling. They're terrorizing that neighborhood, and I mean, I
Well,
don't know. I could
not only
go on for
that,
a
is
while on
that
that.
disorderly conduct? I'm just curious.
You would think so.
I know in Florida it should be.
Yeah, it's just
I mean,
messed up.
hell, I related it back to this. I related it back to the damn the Waco case. That
Oh,
that
Waco, Texas.
yeah, Waco. That they had people outside blaring horns and lights and all this stuff, and they were changing. They said that they look back at Waco now, and that they were uh they were tampering with the people in that home's minds by being showing lights 24/7, blaring sounds 24/7. Think about what them protesters are doing. They should,
Oh yeah.
and everybody says that the police should have been at fault at Waco. They say that. I don't know that because I don't know the um type of environment. I was not there, and I don't know their tactics or anything like that. But 24/7 for a couple days span, just lights and sirens and sounds and all that stuff, that's going to grow on a person. That will change a person's outlook on quite a few things. So, what do you think these protesters are doing to these people in a communal neighborhood?
Yeah, well, I mean, that definitely makes sense. Welcome, Kevin.
Welcome, welcome.
Hello, Kevin.
Yeah, we have unheard out here.
I was gonna say
in
we
the
have
chat.
unheard here.
Yep. I'm still stuck to that name. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Okay. Did you read Jigsaw's comment?
What do you say? What do you say? What do you say?
The messages were sent sporadically from Gabby's phone.
To
The
her
one about
mother
Kevin.
between August 25th and August 30th, but her mom isn't sure that it was her, a family friend, Nikki. So Nikki has been on the stream, I believe. Is it
No, not the same Nikki.
not the same Nikki? Because I kind of looked into Nikki a little bit. I'm looking into Nikki a little bit. But no, that's crazy because the stand message. The
Mm-hmm.
stand message is pretty wild. So allegedly when the stand message was sent was when Brian was either there and leaving or headed back to Florida to clear out the storage unit. So another thing is someone brought up is that stands for send
Send the
the
authorities
authorities
now.
now.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So is that a coincidence? Possibly. Who
Yes,
knows?
Jigsaw, she was alive on the 25th. She had FaceTimed with her parents.
Yeah, that was the last time. Yeah, that
I
one.
think I
Her
think the
mom had confirmed that.
27th was the last time that any connection was from Gabby to her parents.
That's. I was thinking around the 27th or the 28th that the.
Yeah. I just can't. I'm still trying to fathom the fact they say people say, "Oh, will killers go back to the scene of the crime?" I just don't see. I don't see Laundrie doing this to Gabrielle, leaving the scene of the crime, having his backpack sit in the front seat because when that second van life camera came by, the backpack was in the front seat. So they drove by, backpacks in the front seat. He had done split by this time if he did that, right? Hitchhiked, went down through like half the state, got dropped off, picked up another hitchhike, and went back to the campsite to what? Grab his backpack?
Yeah. What do you think of? What do you like? Jigsaw was saying out there. What do you think about the Instagram posts? Like
They're
the
fake.
Instagram posts are weird. They're fake.
They're fake. Yeah, they're fake. That's clout, man. They're trying to get clicks. If you look at the video of where Brian had posted, or the account of Brian had posted where they're out on the water, you can see a 1 gallon bucket or a 1 gallon jug of like water or milk or something floating, and then you can actually see a fishing line. You really think if he's on the run, he's out there fishing?
Yeah. Good point.
And not only that, there's another video that I actually had talked about because I thought it was very, very interesting. But a person named Ryan Upchurch had posted a video claiming that a video had came from an RV park that was, I would say, I can't remember the exact mileage. I'm gonna say 3 to 5 miles from the Grand Teton. There's an RV park underneath it, and that a person had made a snap that said, "Lord, I am innocent. Please help me," or somewhere along that lines. "Lord, I'm innocent." I know exactly. They said that, and he paused the camera and he said, "Well, look, this is kind of funny because you can look up into this black TV screen at the top of this RV and you can make out a face." Well, the face has never been made out. One, two, it's an older RV, but it is close to where they say that they found Gabby. But my thing is, if Brian just committed this crime, why is he going to run only 3 miles to an RV park? That doesn't make sense because he's already in a RV natural park, right? So why would he run to more RVers? I don't see it. I just don't see it.
Hmm.
Look up if you get a chance. Look up that Ryan Upchurch video. It says something about Brian Laundrie snap or something like that,
Okay.
and it's very, very quick, but it does say, "Lord help me, I'm innocent."
I
Give
will
me one second, I'll
definitely
be
check
right
it
back.
out. Mhm.
It'd be interesting to see what they say tomorrow.
Yeah, it really will be. No, it's definitely a really interesting perspective to the situation.
So do you want to end it? I think we've been out here for like a gazillion years
It's
now.
it's it's been about timestamp says 3 hour, almost 3 hours 15 minutes. um, why don't we wait until Unheard comes back and then he can say goodnight too, and then we can if you want. Um,
I didn't know he left.
Oh yeah, he said he'd be back. He said he'd be back really quick. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to take a look at setting up a Discord because this seems like it would work out pretty well. We'll have the Ion Entertainment Network Discord.
I'll let Brian post it.
Yeah, the Instagram.
Yeah. And don't forget, people, if you're sitting there and you have not subscribed to our channel, please do subscribe to our channel.
Yeah, we would greatly appreciate that. And you know, if you liked the video, be sure to hit that like button. If you haven't liked the interaction of the video, you know that thumbs down button is there for a reason as well. And we aren't going to troll you if you click it. We won't know who you are. We hope that you do like the interaction and stuff out here, though. And you know, we appreciate you.
So, can I give you my full account of what I thought happened?
Go for it. We're
I
gonna
have it written down.
after that we'll probably wrap up because the time is definitely getting away. But yeah, go for it. Go for it.
Yes, sir. So, here it is. I've been hard at suspicion of suicide for about 4 days now. This is a few days ago. Things do not add up. If that is the gun on the ground next to the van, this may be why someone's seen the door close, like someone was going into it. Gabrielle. The flip flops were tan, light color, and the ones on Brian's that Brian wore were black, which I've debunked. At one point, there was talk about Brian hitchhiking around this time, trying to travel to someplace and ultimately turning back to the campsite. Here's a speculation. They get in an argument, and Brian decides that he is going to call off the wedding relationship and packs his gear and leaves Gabby alone at the van. Brian does not know that Gabby has a firearm hidden in the van in a compartment. He hitchhikes to see if he can get back towards town to where he can find a ride to Florida. Upon not being able to be successful at the travel, he starts thinking of Gabrielle being alone, freaks out, and turns back to the campsite where the video was taken of the van on the side of the road. Meanwhile, Gabrielle is not coping well with the instant breakup and is finding no way out or good outcome of the situation. She claims to have OCD and anxiety, which is now kicking in, and things are not right, and everything is spiraling downhill. Feeling disappointment, doubt, and with what she believes is no way out, she grabs a gun and goes to start heading towards the creek. Upon stepping out of the vehicle, she sees the vehicle approach from a distance and lays the gun down on the ground and climbs back in, closing the door behind her. After the vehicle passes, she resumes her initial planning, heading towards location, and commits the act of suicide, hence the 21 markings from federal authorities / DNA projectiles. Brian returns, cannot find Gabrielle. When he does, he freaks out, makes a beeline home using unauthorized card for food. He has no clue what to do, and he has no clue what to do, and he just found his love deceased. He calls home and tries to explain to his parents what actually happened, and when he arrives back through innocence, they decide to get a lawyer, and upon entering into an agreement with the lawyer states to stay undetected. Family packs up and meets with the rest of the family at the camping ground where other members meet for the weekend. The story is told to all family members, and agreement is made upon all that they will protect him with his innocence, and his location will remain secret until the lawyer contacts the authorities for Brian to turn himself in. The burner phone is for contact statement to the lawyer. May I remind you that Brian Laundrie is only a person of interest. This can mean that the authorities may be trying to find him early for assisted suicide in this case. That's all I got.
That's very well stated.
And like I said, I debunked the fact that they were his flip-flops. So I am actually debunking my own investigation. So I am actually trying to weed out what I am finding. So it's not like I'm a troll or nothing like that. So
Nope. You're just
looking for it.
Yep. No, I definitely don't see you as a troll. You know, I mean, not at all. and
Don't
we
laugh at me,
really
Lori. I heard you. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
no,
I'm
we were,
kidding.
but we really appreciate you coming out and sharing. I mean, that's one of the things that this channel is all about. I mean, trolling would be like, well, okay, there was somebody. How can I put this? Somebody had come out and they tried to bring race into it, saying that oh, what was it? That Brian was anti-Aryan, uh, of Jewish descent, and with Gabby being a blonde hair and blue eyes and I mean, there was just
I
that.
thought they had brought out that the fact that Gabby may have been bisexual, and that they ran upon the two women, and that Brian didn't like the fact that how Gabby was communicating with the two women, and that Brian killed the two women, and Gabrielle knew about it, so they fled to a scene, and then Gabrielle said that she was going to end up telling what had happened, and Brian killed her, and then that's when he flew back, or not flew back, but drove back.
Now, see, I had wondered about that with the two women. Lori and I had actually talked about that quite some time ago when it was brought out about that, but I didn't get that deeply into that.
Well, it's circulating now that Gabrielle may have been bisexual, which is another cover up for the fact that, who knows what, because we don't know. I mean, there's no evidence showing that Gabrielle's ever been with another woman. There's a girl saying on, that was on, what the hell is a dating site? Is it a dating site? I don't even know what it is.
Bumble.
Um, Bumble, yeah. Some chick was talking about how she talked to Gabrielle, and Gabrielle came over to her house a few times and this and that. Doesn't mean she's bisexual.
Right.
Doesn't mean anything. She could have found a friend at that point in time.
Well,
You don't know.
that's what she said. She said they met on Bumble for friends.
Yeah. And
So.
that's crazy that people are leading towards her sexuality in that place. You know what I mean? And then
Hmm.
they're trying to link two women that were killed. Unfortunately, not far from where Gabby was found as well. And they're trying to link Brian to all three murders, and then not only that, they're trying to link Brian to other murders too. Which is like, you're crazy. If you really think he has enough time to commit all these murders, right, and then get away with it, and then nobody can find him, like, he's not fucking Houdini.
Yep.
I mean, at the moment, I mean, he's kind of Houdini, because like,
Right.
unless, I mean, like I said, I think his burner phone's for contact for his lawyer, and his lawyer knows where he's at, you know. But
Well,
other than that, I don't think he's just gonna do all this stuff and then check out.
the last I saw, one of the news, I don't know if it was Brian Enton or someone else, had asked Bertolino if Brian was still alive, and they never received an answer.
Should they have to answer that?
I mean, they don't. I don't think that they have to. They just
I
have to.
mean,
They just remain silent.
that's lawyer thinking. I mean, they shouldn't have to.
Welcome, MP.
Welcome, welcome.
What's up, MP?
Apparently, he is guilty as fuck.
Oh, for real?
Well,
Okay.
we shall.
We shall see.
Yeah, time will tell. And I'm just curious to see what's going to happen tomorrow in that press conference. Um,
Yeah,
Jigsaw,
we'll stream it.
Jigsaw, you say they're sleeping separate, buddy. My back gets bad all the time, and I sleep on the couch by myself. Doesn't mean I hate my significant other. I'm just saying.
I mean, we don't know. That's the thing. We really don't know.
We
yeah,
don't.
there's so much that's not. I
The
mean, there's.
autopsy is going to blow so much into bloom. Even if they tell us, we have um, different instances of which we are trying to understand from now. We do not have a definitive answer of her death. Well, then that takes away the homicide, because you said it was homicide at first, or we have
It was.
conflicting evidence. So
Hmm.
what's the conflicting evidence? Because you ruled it a homicide. So what's conflicting about that?
Yeah, we will have to wait until tomorrow.
So
Like Lori mentioned, she's that's going to be around the morning time when she does her her morning updates and things whenever there are those updates out there. So um, that'll be
Right on.
simulcast out here, and y'all can come out and chat. Um, but yeah, I guess we better get ready to wrap it up there. And the
Yeah, man.
time
I'm sorry. Like I
flies.
said,
No,
I'm
no, you're good. You're
long-winded,
good.
man. I'll
You're
go
good.
on and on and on and on.
You're good. We
I
definitely appreciate you
apologize.
sharing your. No, nothing to apologize about. I mean, you know, that's what we were wanting is just people to come and talk about things, and what you're doing isn't trolling.
No,
It's
sir.
it's
And the thing is, what I wrote down that I said earlier about the flip flops behind the car and all this stuff, and I people control me all they want, but I've been saying this for over a week of all these little details that people are skipping over, and they're like, "Oh, well, there's his flip flops behind the car," and then they're like, "Oh, well, that's a lotion bottle," which I've looked into, and it may possibly be a lotion bottle, but there are a lot of things that I had said earlier that people started picking up on and changing it. So the fact of them being his flip flops or her flip flops in the back of that truck at that point in time, I said, well, they look like there's two flip flops, and then all over social media, well, there's only one flip flop, and then it changed back to two flip
mhm.
flops, and I'm like, look, I've been trying to look at these details the whole time, and like I said, I have no, you know, gain to uh, find cloud or anything like that within YouTube. I don't care about it. You know, I really don't. I'm just looking at the hard facts and the little key details that people skip over. And if you're going to take a small detail and you're going to manufacture that into your whole, YouTube stream, and then when somebody blows that YouTube stream down, your mods kick them out. Well, I mean, obviously, you're only there to profit off of a deceased woman's, case. That's the way I look at it, to be honest with you.
Well,
So I don't look at it that way. I look at who's not seeing what is
well,
my thing.
and this is the thing with speculation, and it kind of goes along the same lines. Um, that old statement that goes, if the truth is told long enough and loud enough, or if a lie is told long enough and loud enough, it's eventually believed to be truth. And when speculation is put out there over and over and over again, and people see it, it's like, they see it. Oh, well, I've seen all these people say this, and it's stated loud enough and long enough. I mean, that's why we gotta wait for all the facts.
Well, like you just said, if a lie is told long enough and loud enough, it will be told true. And people are already claiming that Brian Laundrie is guilty of committing murder against Gabby Petito without any evidence of proof. So if you have any evidence of proof, bring it forth to me, and I will promise you, I will break it down. I will break it down to as much as I possibly can as a human. But
Right.
as of right now, there is no evidence that he committed the crime of murder and homicide at all. So
Yep.
stop claiming it.
Yep. He has been a
You
person of
know what I'm
interest this
saying?
whole time.
Person of interest. You would think if the FBI is on a case, yes, he's a person of interest. They're trying to gather as much intel as they possibly can. But if he was a suspect of the FBI, because that is possible, he'd be hunted.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you see all over the news? Oh, Brian Laundrie is being hunted. Uh, I mean, they don't actually say them words, but they're spending millions of dollars in a swampland that they know damn good well he is not in.
Yep.
So how do you explain that?
Have a good one,
Yeah, but why
Jigsaw.
are they doing?
Thanks for coming out.
Bye, Jason.
Lori, I'm sorry. I've not just. I've been trying to include you as well. I just, like I said, I ramble. I'm long winded, and I bring up random shit sometimes that happens to hit home a little bit here, and then I move on. I just do that just because there's so much stuff that's out in the air.
Right.
I mean, there's so much speculation, like as you were saying earlier. Um, we don't know, and I'm going off of. I was taking off like I said earlier, little key hints of them implying of how they go about processing gunshot wounds. I'm like, wait a minute, why would they be talking about that? Why at all? Because mainstream was strangulation. And I'm like, whoa. Gunshot wounds processing and all that should not even be in a factor if you're talking about strangulation. So that's what started tempting me to look elsewhere. And I started looking and looking and looking. I'm like, oh shit, dude. She was struggling with OCD and anxiety and him leaving and all this other stuff. And I'm like, whoa, bro. And I don't really see her committing suicide. I don't see it. Honestly, I don't think I don't think Brian did it, and nor do I think Gabby did it. There may be a third. There may be a third in this case, but there's no evidence of that we are being told at the moment. So I'm going off of what I'm being showed as information.
Yeah. Wow. All right, so let's end this because I'm getting tired.
Thank you, Lori. Thank you. I'm done.
And
Stick a fork in me. Stick a fork in me.
Well, thanks for coming on here, Unheard.
Yeah, man, no problem. Hey, like I said, look into that Discord, man. That Discord will help you out. You can make your own server. You can do your own thing. You can do whatever you want with it. It's free to you, brother.
Yeah, I'm gonna be checking that out tomorrow because this definitely worked out a lot better than the Google Voice thing.
Awesome,
But I mean,
man.
trial and error though. That's how you find this stuff out, So
Hey, yep. Little bits and pieces at a time.
that's it. It's a learning process.
Cool, man. Well, hey, thank y'all for allowing me on and to ramble on for over an hour. And
No, we appreciate you.
love y'all, and I will continue to
You too.
follow.
Much appreciated.
thank
Yes,
you.
sir. Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
All right, and everyone out there, um, um, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, and again, if you enjoyed, um, if you've enjoyed, the interactions and things out here, then we really appreciate you guys. Feel free to subscribe, and just come on back and interact with us. We appreciate each and every one of you out here.
Definitely. So, good night, everybody.
Have a good one, all. Take care.